in the immediate moments?
Yeah, that's me. Luckily I am not involved in the making of food. My roommates, who I appreciate very much, are currently in process.
I am
So
assuming that by your roommates who you appreciate very much, you mean the birds are making food. This is my
yes, the
headcanon
4
now.
birds are collectively making us chicken and broccoli Alfredo. That's one of their many talents.
That got dark.
Casey says their only talent is screaming.
Same some days. Okay.
They're very
Yes,
good
it's gonna
at their
be a while, so I'm
screaming.
ready whenever.
Okay. And Allie's food is here, and Digby may or may not have stopped screaming, yowling, not screaming. Digby doesn't scream. He howls.
He's all good now. He
Okay. I mean, I'm always happy to hear Digby howls, but
no, he's lying between the chair and the ottoman with his head like halfway under the ottoman after a very distressing walk in which he was made to wear dog boots.
Life is large, Digby.
How dare!
Meanwhile, in clothes, Vax is wearing my sweater.
Oh, we need a picture of this. Is your phone charged again yet? From
It's dead again. But yeah,
well.
the Wellbutrin's getting me better, but it's not great. It's not so. It's like this poncho sweater situation that my mom got me because she knows I don't like things like I don't like long sleeves, so she got me this nice poncho, and Vax just curled up in the blanket that I had haphazardly tossed my poncho onto, and Vax was like, "Oh, this is comfy," and just rolled into it. And I'm like, "Well, it's your sweater now, I suppose."
That sounds extremely cute.
Right.
Oh my god, this is a terrible pun. I need to share it with all of you. It's so bad. The sailors tried really hard to treat their scurvy. Unfortunately, all of their attempts were fruitless.
Oh.
It's so bad.
Yes, bad puns.
Wow.
I love it so much.
It's so bad.
That's the thing that happened. It's very good. Fruitless. I'm trying to think how we can add that to the things we want to see. Let's see. Which actually maybe we should start with yeah.
Quick thing first. I don't know if anyone's like going to be very upset about it. I am quote unquote streaming this. Just I'm putting it up on my YouTube. My YouTube channel, which only like hackers in either Ukraine watch, so they could spam with links. But we will have a recording of this game. I don't know if anyone either A wants the links or B would prefer I not record.
I'm fine with you recording. In fact, my roommate asked if that was a possibility, so if you could share the link when it's done, as long as everyone else is okay with that, I would appreciate it.
It's fine by me.
I have no strong feelings, and I'm realizing I should have said in the playbill.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, and thank you for the heads up. Yeah. I think the question is, do we want to start with, we're going to do a quick round of mechanics refreshers, cycle of play, monologue tokens, resolve tokens, and we were going to do a quick revisiting of the things we want to see and things we don't want to see before starting play to see if anybody has any changes that they need to make to those. Does anyone have a preference on which place we start with? Or shall I just arbitrarily pick one?
Arbitrarily pick one? I literally just rewatched another Good Society live play because I love them now.
Delightful.
Yes, Game Master, please choose.
Okay.
Where we should start.
Let's revisit. I'm looking at the Google Sheets right now, so let's start with the safety tab, and then we'll go to the collaboration tab, and then we'll talk mechanics, because talking cycle of play will lead us into playing a cycle of play. Does everyone remember oh, that's right, I can see how many people are in the sheet if I just open the thing. Let me see it. Looks like everyone made it into the Google Sheets, so everyone has the link and still has it. I'll just ask that everybody take a quick peek at the safety tab and acquaint yourselves with where the lines and veils are. I did move the ableism that we added last time up to the top to make it in alphabetical order, so that is still there. It's just in a slightly different place than last time. Otherwise, looks like yes, we have it's a very bird themed Anonymals, except the things that are not birds. I don't know why I thought Aloris was a bird for a second there. Yeah, so we have hard lines on ableism, bigotry, body horror, graphic gore, harmed animals or children, homophobia, incest, racism, sexual assault or violence, slavery, and slut shaming. So ixnay to any of those in game, in backstory, in the world. There are then a set of veils and one ask first that will be go there or not, depending on situation. But as always, we can definitely talk out any things, ask permission, negotiate and navigate as we go. And as discussed, the X card is in effect. Feel free to throw an X in the chat or DM to me directly if you need a hard pause on anything that's happening in game. Any questions about that, the safety tab?
Nope, seems good to me.
Right, hearing none. The collaboration tab was specifically, so we had agreed this is going to be a romantic comedy in tone, events and I was going to say could be accidents, could be non-accidents. Basically, things the characters do will have consequences, but can be. They are not huge and dramatic. Mistakes can be recovered from. Judgments will be made, but are not set in stone. So basically, keep it light, but also feel free to have your characters experience the consequences of their actions. We agreed on historical accuracy being somewhat important, meaning we'll try, and no robots, no cell phones. If someone knows the answer to a question that someone else has, feel free to share, but we don't need to stop and Google extensively anytime we have a historical question. Gender is off in the game, as in hopefully everywhere else. Characters of any gender can have careers, make the first move, inherit, marry or not marry whoever they choose. We went with no hidden information, so you all have full access to the playsets, although your characters, of course, only know what they know. And in terms of things that we wanted to see in our game, not all of which have to happen tonight. We do have 3 full cycles, so with 2 novel chapters per cycle, so we have a total of six scene setting events to get through these, and they can certainly change as we go. But we will start with a New Year's ball. At some point, people will be snowed in and not able to leave when they thought they were going to leave, whatever they're at when we decide they get snowed in. We want a hedge maze somewhere. We want happy endings, and we'll figure out as we go what those look like. We want an eccentric relative with a personal zoo or menagerie, and then further stipulations. I seem to remember that we may have a candidate for this relative in the connections, so we will see as we go whether that connection is in fact our zookeeping relative or whether that is someone else.
Yeah, the connection has many dogs, and to be determined whether she also has far too many, for respectability, impeccably cared for non-mammal pets.
Excellent. So yeah, it looks like at least 8 of the dogs already have names, so that will be. I look forward to discovering all of their names. And we have at least 1 character who reads saucy novels, and it's an open secret. I believe we have at least 2 characters who read saucy novels. Don't know if that's a secret or not. So we'll see how that works out. Anything that anyone has thought of that you would like to add to the list of things we definitely want to see now? We will revisit this at intervals, so you will have other chances. Hearing none. Let's talk mechanics real quick. Back to the characters tab. If you all scroll to rows like 19, 20, 21, right above reputation criteria, there's that little pink box that says MT and has a checkbox in it, currently checked. That is your monologue token box. As long as that is checked, you have not yet used your monologue token. When at some point you use your monologue token, you will uncheck it. When someone plays a monologue token on your character and you give their monologue, you will mark the row 22, have you monologued this cycle? You will change from no to yes. The monologue token is, each of you will have one. You will play it before the end of the cycle, so at some point during our novel chapters. I guess there's no reason it couldn't also be during the epistolary phase. You will say, hey, Allie, I am playing a monologue token on Phaedra. Please tell us what Phaedra is thinking right now. You don't have to say all of that. You just have to yell monologue token and tell us who. And whoever you have played it on will then deliver a monologue, either an actual internal monologue in the character's words, or a summary of Phaedra is feeling X because of Y, and she's thinking about Z. Either approach is valid. Whatever works better for you is fine. But you'll tell us a little bit about what your character is thinking in this hopefully pivotal, interesting, hilarious, poignant, whatever reason, whatever is going on in the moment that somebody wants the monologue played. So yeah, each of you will have to use your monologue token before the end of the cycle, which will hopefully map more or less to the session, but not necessarily. It's not absolutely guaranteed. So we'll play that by ear as we go. If you get to the end of the cycle not yet having used your monologue token, we'll have whoever is left pick a moment retroactively, and we'll do a retroactive monologue. So no one gets out of the cycle with their monologue token intact. And also no one has to monologue more than once. Basically, each of you will request a monologue, and each of you will deliver a monologue, and it will be delightful. No pressure. Any questions about monologue tokens?
I think I'm good.
Okay. I do not have one. So that is just that this is an area where I as facilitator cannot interfere with your lives. Unlike the resolve tokens. The green box to the right of the monologue token box, where there are 10 checkboxes, of which each of you should have 2 checked. These are your resolve tokens. Each connection also has 2 in there, so the connection that you play will also have 2 monologue tokens to play, and I as the facilitator have 3, and refreshes to 3 at intervals. Resolve tokens are used to exert control over the story. So they reflect things that we as players and writers of this shared novel would like to happen. Your character is going to take action on their own behalf to their little heart's content throughout the story. There's no mechanics for that, really. It's all just role play. But when you as player would like to intervene on your character's behalf, or intervene to orchestrate your character's misfortune, or you just see something that it doesn't even really have to be related to your character. You see something that a place where you would like to bend the story or make something change the shape of the narrative. You say, I would like to offer a resolve token, and you describe what you would like to have happen, and this opens a negotiation with the person, basically anyone whose characters are directly affected. So I have tended to use these in the past to, for example, make letters go astray. So I would say, Heather, I would like to offer you a resolve token for that letter that Irina is writing to send to Phoebe. I would like to propose that letter gets delivered to Lydia instead. And Heather would then either be able to say, yes, let's do that, in which case I would deduct a resolve token. Heather would add one. Heather could say, nope, not interested in that at this moment in time, in which case everything stays the same and the letter is delivered as originally intended. Or Heather could say, I will accept, but my condition is, and then state a condition, and then I can either accept that or not. But basically, at the end of the negotiation, the proposed twist either happens or doesn't happen, and if it does happen, the person whose character is most affected has gained a resolve token that they can then use to twist and alter the story in future in as we go.
So the resolve tokens just get passed around.
Exactly. The only resolve tokens that are created or destroyed are the facilitator tokens, because those do get refreshed to 3. So, but yes, other than that, you can hoard them or you can use them. But they're fun to use. So if you see a moment, go ahead and make an offer.
Oh, I have a quick question about the resolve tokens.
Please.
So I saw in Abria's live play with her, I guess, D&D group, the Salt Bay one, they use their reputation tags as resolve tokens. Can we do that with our first 2 reputation tags, or no?
You can indeed, yeah. You can so reputation tags, those so for Irina, worldly and cold, for Phoebe, rich and vulgar, and so on. And also rumors can be used as resolve tokens. So your positive tags, you, the player of that character, can trade that positive reputation tag in just the same way you would for a resolve token. So Irina is having a conversation. She would like to shift the focus, shift the trajectory of the conversation a little bit. Surely, is it Dr. Evelyn? Surely Dr. Evelyn has heard that I'm worldly, and basically make the case for how your how everyone knowing that you are worldly would would affect how Evelyn is hearing this. You would then remove that reputation tag. The negative tags, either the player themselves or someone else can attempt to trade in for a resolve token. So I don't know. I'm trying to come up with an example, but say something. Say Lou is in the middle of doing something, and Horatio is mine, and Lou's estranged brother is not feeling it. I could say, hey, Rebecca. Everyone, I would like to use Lou's incompetent tag to have this go poorly, or maybe no one believes that it went well. Or whatnot, and it triggers the same negotiation. So Rebecca could at that point accept, could reject, could accept with conditions. But if accepted, then the negative tag gets crossed off, and in that case, Rebecca and Lou would get the resolve token, because it would be using a negative tag, which would generally bring Lou's reputation into the story in a way that would be not pleasant for Lou, probably. Therefore, Lou is rewarded for the orchestration of misfortune by receiving a resolve token that they could then use in the future. The rumors and on the rumor and scandal tab. Which we'll need to clarify that one in just a second. But once we hit the rumor and scandal phase, you'll be creating and spreading rumors. And so once we have rumors on the board, those can also be used as a resolve token. Hey Phoebe, this person has definitely heard that your family manor is haunted. That nobody wants to have a garden party there. That was a very bad example, but basically the rumor.
Speak for yourself.
I mean, seances were really big back then in this period.
Yeah.
And this Christmas, like, cold winter season was like our spooky fall season for this era. So, in fact, it would probably be like, let's in fact have it at the Spooky Manor.
I am literally starting next week playing in a Good Society server game that is basically ghost-based. So it's on my mind. Yeah. But yeah, so rumors that have been spread. So first the rumor is created, then the rumor is spread. That at that point the rumor has power and can be spent also like a resolve token. So yes, reputation tags and rumors are fair game. It's the only thing about spending a reputation tag is that it does then get removed from the list. So if you are like deliberately trying to work towards a reputation condition, that may factor into your decision making. But if what you really need in that moment is a reputation tag that is is a resolve token that matches up perfectly with everyone knowing that Phaedra is very capable. That is on the table. Speaking of rumors,
sorry,
Lydia, did I hear something about? Was it that you broke up with Irina because you had found someone who was?
Yes, that is the rumor. Its veracity is TBD.
Okay, Lydia broke off the engagement with Irina because Lydia had her eye on someone even richer. Was that what it was? Or am I misremembering
Yes,
that part?
that's correct.
All right.
Bigger fish.
Can we do a quick review of the network of connections?
Yes. Yes, and so it is create and spread. Okay, so the rumor about why that engagement ended is starting the game as having been spread, so that one is available for use. In the resolve token, there is a resolve token reference sheet tab. That is also, I don't know why that Rose image got screwed up. Move that off. So that is also, there's also that tab is available for anyone who wants to read through how resolve tokens work as we go. Any other questions about resolve tokens, or shall we jump to the network of connections? Hearing none. Yeah. So
just to get like it doesn't have to be all the extra characters, just so
just
I
the
can
main
get
group.
Yeah, who's broken up with who?
Okay.
Oh, so many.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna
So many breakups.
Yeah, I was gonna say we should do probably just like one more round of introductions, like quick, like who is the character, how do you pronounce their name, what are their pronouns, just to because I always benefit from that. So do we want to do that, and everyone can state each character as they go, each character's relationships, and then if there are any questions about specific relationships, we can parse those out at that time.
Sounds good.
Awesome. I always go left to right. Let's go right to left. Marina, do you want to tell us about Lydia?
Yeah, sure. That was a plot twist, but I'm ready. So...
I mean, we can go.
No,
I
I'm
believe
good.
in you.
Okay. So yes, I'm Marina. I am primarily playing Lydia Fitzgerald. She is 27. Her pronouns are she/her. And she is the oldest child of a respective family in the neighborhood, but something happened and they fell from grace a few years ago. There was a big scandal about it. At that time, she was courting Phoebe Hawkins, but they broke it off because Lydia felt that she was no longer a good partner for Phoebe, and Phoebe was headed to finishing school in Paris. Now, a few years later, the scandals died down a bit, and Lydia is trying to make a good match. She's had a few relationships. They have all failed for some reason. Lately, she broke off an engagement with Irina Petrova. They were like literally a couple of days away from tying the knot, and Lydia couldn't go through with it for reasons nobody really knows, but there's a lot of rumor going around that maybe she's aiming to make a better match. She is very good friends with Lady Lou Pembroke. They read Gothic novels together all the time. Lydia's passion for them is not a big secret. She's read a lot more than she's focused on other accomplishments, so she doesn't have a whole lot of other talents with which to better herself at this moment. And she is currently on the outs with Phaedra Sheridan due to the breakup with Phoebe a few years ago.
Thank you. I had forgotten how complicated these all were.
Oh, yeah.
I'm delighted.
Lydia is the source of a lot of drama in this.
I mean, someone has to bring that kind of energy.
It's
delighted
true.
that it's her.
Yeah.
Allie, do you want to tell us about Phaedra?
Yeah. Captain Phaedra Sheridan is 22 years old. She/her. She is a sort of a rising star in the military, a young prodigy of sorts. She has taken it by storm, as well as the ballroom. She was old/childhood friends with Phoebe and Lydia, and when Lydia broke it off with Phoebe, she kind of swore she would never forgive Lydia and stuck by Phoebe. Her rival is Lou, Lady Lou. They have sort of competed on various fronts, primarily when it comes to horses, either who rode them best, or who raised them best, or who made the best bets on them. Louisa does not quite realize that she's the rival. And so has no idea that when she dropped out of society, Phaedra was angry because she no longer had her rival, and her goal is to bring Lou back into society so the grand game begin again.
Delightful. And speaking of Lou.
Yeah, so I'm playing Lady Lou Pembroke, who is the middle daughter of a viscount. Pronouns either she, her, or they, them. So Lou is particularly close with Lydia, and recognizes that she is an extremely fortunate person, but that Lydia has not been so fortunate. And so Lou is going to be taking it upon themselves to help Lydia ascend in society. And I imagine that Lou also knew Phoebe and Phaedra, but is closer with Lydia since Louisa and Lydia are closer in age. And Louisa did do a whole lot of horse riding and horse breeding, but following a riding accident, Lou doesn't ride anymore, and now invests time in the Society for the Beautification of West Hampshire, i.e., planting flowers. Very much enjoys. Always has the dog, and enjoys reading novels with Lydia. Kind of knows Phoebe and Phaedra. The rivalry is rather one-sided, however, and doesn't really know Irina yet.
Delightful. Cute. And then we have Phoebe Hawkins.
Yes. So Phoebe's pronouns are she, her. She is very close with both Phaedra and Lydia. As mentioned before, they were the three best friends that anyone could have until Phoebe and Lydia broke off their relationship, which didn't hit Phaedra very well. When Phoebe went off to finishing school, she has since returned to town recently with a courtship to Miss Irina Petrova. She's coming from a foreign family. She's got a good name attached to her. Phoebe's family is new money. Like, this is just a very practical arrangement. This makes a ton of sense. She, I don't think she knows Louisa really. Just through conversation. But yeah, I think most of what's the net has been explained through others. But we're excited to see some nonsense.
Delightful. And then
we have
Irina.
Yeah, so Miss Irina Petrova, her, she's 24. She comes from from Russia, from a family that does a lot of liquor imports. She
About that.
Yeah. She is an heiress herself, an heir to her father's company in the States. And has kind of really felt the pressure in the last couple of years to make a match. And she wasn't really sure if she wanted that, so she said, "Hey, Phoebe, why don't we do a pretend thing? Just to get everyone off our backs for a little bit. Buy us a little bit of breathing room so we could make like a match but not feel rushed on it." Phoebe agreed, and they've been having a grand old time in Arena. Poor Arena has figured out that she might have deeper feelings for Phoebe than this arrangement theoretically allows for.
Practicality strikes back.
Whoops. She is currently has lost an engagement. She was engaged to Lydia Fitzgerald, but that fell through and she was left at the altar, so she might have some like cold feet about making another match. Which might have led to this whole let's pretend. Let's pretend for a little bit.
I mean, when you put it like that, it does. Delightful. Does that make as much sense out of this net as we think anything is likely to make sense before we see it in action, or is there anything else that could use clarification?
So I think that I'm going to vocalize what Marina wrote in the Discord, wherein she and I were brainstorming whether wherein I mentioned had Lou met Irina, and Marina thinks possibly yes. Heather, what do you think of that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like Irina's in society, like aggressively in society, if only to like network and be like, look at this product, Petrov's vodka, Petrov's liquors. They are the most high scale you can get. So she probably does a lot of networking just because of that. Probably got. I mean, if not close to Lou, then they have at least met and shared a couple of conversations before everything went real south.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because Irina is in the community because she's trying to be everywhere and make connections. Yeah. And also, Lydia cares what Lou thinks because they're really good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Lou definitely thinks that Lydia cares what they think. So
Delightful, as a good meddler should. All right. So then the one other thing is, and y'all can either look at it or not as you see fit, because I'll talk you through it as we go. But the cycle of play link is here. Yeah, so we'll be kicking off our first cycle with a novel chapter, and that will be our New Year Ball that we'll talk more about in a second. After that, so everyone will get each player will get to frame a scene. So something that either that you would like your character to do, or something that you would like to see, that we will then play through each person's framed scene. We will then go to a reputation phase where you'll look at the reputation criteria on your sheet, those rows 24 through 28, and decide if, based on what your character got up to in the first novel chapter, whether they gained a positive reputation tag, a negative reputation tag, or none, or both. Any of those options is valid, and you'll assign those tags if you think that they got one. We'll do a rumor and scandal phase. So we will then go and everybody will get to spread a rumor, create a rumor, do one of each, do two of one. We'll talk that through. Basically, we will find out what the people in town are talking about and how powerful those rumors may be. We'll do an epistolary phase where each of your characters will write up to 2 letters to another character or to a connection, and you can get letters as well. We'll do another novel chapter of a type TBD, another reputation, another epistolary, and then we will hit the end of the cycle and do upkeep, where any unused monologue tokens will be spent. We'll review our collaboration to see if there's anything else that we need to add or change. Yeah, and then we will start over. So yeah, one cycle is 2 novel chapters, 2 reputations, 2 epistolaries, and a rumor and scandal phase. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, if we'll get through whatever we get through tonight and then pick back up next time with wherever we stopped. So the first novel chapter will be our New Year's Ball. Do we have any strong feelings about whose estate that ball would be held at?
I would say...
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Arena would definitely be up for hosting something like that, and it would be a whole ass time. Like, but, yeah, like, she didn't bring the whole Russian circus, but like half of it.
Lou has interest in hosting because wanting to show off what they've done with their gardens for the winter. But I am so interested in the Russian circus concept.
Like, there's acrobats, there's like things in the sky. Like, there's a lot of booze.
Any other thoughts on people who have an interest in ball hosting, and then we can see what can.
I will pitch. It does not have to be for the New Year's Ball, but I if nothing else, I would like there to be at least and we can add this to the things we want to see. Lady Caroline, Lou's cousin, with the 8 dogs, 4 birds, and 4 reptiles I've just named as well. Would also absolutely host something for animal welfare as a fundraiser at some point. Again, does not have to be the New Year's thing, but
I'm adding Lady Caroline hosts an event for animal welfare to the collaboration.
I think we've got a lot of parties to do in this game.
It does seem that way.
I am super into it.
Okay.
Party drama.
Any other pitches related to New Year's, or shall we try to figure out how to mash up Russian circus plus minus flower gardens?
So
I was gonna say
so
the Russian circus. Yeah.
So Lou does gardens and stuff. Maybe Arena, as part of like coming back, like didn't hire Lou because that would be tacky. But maybe Lou helped her design her new gardens. So part of that is showing it off. Like, she definitely was like, this is Lou's masterpiece that she helped me with. Like, I just put money into it, but Lou is the real genius on this one.
Oh, I like it.
So we are. Am I hearing we are at the Petrova estate, and with Russian circus, New Year's Ball, and gardens, and the grand opening of gardens designed by Lady Louisa Pembroke?
I'm here for it.
Yes.
Love it.
Delightful. I want to run down the line. I want to have each of you tell me one thing that is happening, or decoration, or person who is here. Tell me something about the ball other than that. Liz.
Yes.
Give me a ball-related detail.
Oh, there is a massive series of ice sculptures outside.
Yes.
Like, there's swans, and there's sea lions, and there's, like, goldfinches, and just, like, this, like, animal-themed, like, circle of ice sculptures around the edges of the garden.
Delightful. Allie, can you give me a detail?
There's rumor that some of the young bucks, the newest debutantes, may or may not have fireworks.
Delightful. Marina, can you give me any detail?
Irina has brought the finest cook from Paris that she knows. Her friend has helped her find someone really excellent to cater for the ball.
Irina, is that something you would have done?
Yes, 100%.
Excellent. And can you give us another detail?
There's some silk dancers, like, in these high vaulted ceilings doing their thing, but definitely some of the older guests think it's very risque and a little scandalous. Like, the lighting's a little scandalous. Everything kind of flirts on the edge of scandal in this ball. Like, it's just maybe a little too much. Maybe there's a little bit too much alcohol flowing. Maybe young women shouldn't be drinking vodka.
That seems fine. What could possibly go wrong? And Lou, what is our final detail before we see how this all works out?
So we don't know if there are going to be fireworks, but what we do know is that somebody has been hired to do a fire dance.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yes. One other important question, is this a masked ball?
Oh, that is a good important question. What do we think?
I support this.
Yeah.
I think it's a masked ball, but everyone's like aggressively knows who each other is, so it might be like those like little like lace masks that don't actually hide your identity at all.
Yep.
And this is sort of as stipulated in the sort of the setting material, such as it is. This is a sort of a small country town, like big enough that we can have a respectable ball.
But
yeah,
this
we're
is
not in
hella
London,
extra.
we're not in Bath.
Yeah,
so
this
yeah,
is
y'all
extra.
would be very, very on brand for everyone to be able to recognize who, like with or without masks. Like maybe some people you don't know, maybe some people you do. That sounds fun.
Yeah, the foreigner is definitely being way too extra with the New Year's ball. Like the New Year's council, like the city council, like we're not letting her host this again.
All right, so we will pick up then with a scene at our ball. Probably pretty early on as people are arriving. Irina and Lou, would you both be at the ball already, or Lou, would your part have been done beforehand?
I think Lou's part would have been done beforehand. I think that they send a servant to make sure that everything is okay, but don't come in person.
Okay. And Irina, I guess I should ask before assuming, are you at your home as people are arriving, or have you departed planning to make a grand entrance later on, or are you planning to make a grand entrance at the ball?
Yeah, so Irina did both. Like she was like super like type A, like making sure everything was absolutely perfect for the ball, and then as the music started, she just disappeared.
Okay.
So she was like aggressively making sure everything was perfect, and then she's like, I gotta go because I need to do my grand entrance once everyone is here.
Delightful. Okay. So of Phoebe, Phaedra, Lydia, we'll have one of you, I think, frame our first scene as you all arrive before the grand entrance, before things quite get underway. Who wants to frame a scene to sort of introduce us to whatever is happening with you as you arrive and begin to mingle?
I have a pitch for Marina. Like Phoebe has kind of just gotten back into town, and has probably heard this rumor. And I don't think she's had the chance to check in with Lydia, like her old friend, of just like, hey, how are you? Like, what is going on? About the whole broken engagement thing. Does that sound like a fun scene for you?
Yeah, that sounds great. I feel like Lydia would be hesitant to engage because she's not sure how Phoebe's feeling about everything, and she's probably heard that Phoebe and Irina are seeing each other by now.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she would be as honest as possible with Phoebe, so that sounds like fun. I'm here for it.
Okay, delightful.
Okay. Let's see what that looks like then.
All right. I think Phoebe probably approaches Lydia rather than the other way around.
So yeah.
Delightful. So I think she walks by a champagne tower, picks up a goblet, one of those little coupe glasses, spots Lydia on the one end of the room, kind of rustles over with her skirts, like, Lydia, my dear, how are you? Oh, spit, and outstretched arms, like the dual kiss on both cheeks, like does not even pause for like anything.
Lydia is very taken aback by this, but responds in kind. It's like, Phoebe, it's been so long. My goodness, you just returned to town. I'm so sorry I haven't seen you before. How are you?
Oh, wonderful. It's there's something to be said about Paris being one of those places that stimulates the mind, but truly there's nothing quite like the British country air to really stir one's soul and make one feel home and ready for to tackle the year head on.
Yes, I quite agree. It seems like Paris has treated you very well, though.
It has, actually. I have started seeing this intriguing young woman, actually the host of this party, Irina Petrova. She's a wonderful young woman of a vodka family, actually, which intriguing beverage, vodka. I'm not sure entirely how I feel about it yet. You don't really realize that it's in your beverage until perhaps it's far too late and you've made some poor decisions.
I quite agree. Lydia kind of has this frozen smile on her face, but is not missing a beat. Yes, Irina is a lovely host. I feel as if we're in for a wonderful treat, being at this party. And yes, I've certainly had my fair share of interesting experiences with vodka. I agree. I think it is a little bit too subtle, but I don't know. Sometimes it's a refreshing change.
There's something to be said for refreshing changes. I wanted to check in and see if you were all right. I do apologize for having speaking out of turn, but I heard that you'd had a bit of a bit of cold feet at the altar not long ago.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I certainly expected that would get around. Yes, I was about to marry Irina, actually. I don't know. I mean, she must have told you. But yes, that fell through not so long ago, and I'm terribly sorry about it. But I believe it was the right thing to do for both of us.
Honestly, I did want to check and make sure. I want to make sure that it's what was right for you, because I don't want things to be awkward between us. If given our history, and now that in fact I'm seeing Irina, it's just we have too much history for that to be something that comes between us. So as I wanted to make sure that you really truly were. It was what you wanted.
Phoebe, there is nothing more that I want than your happiness. And
well, that's very kind of you, but you should really also want your happiness.
I do, and that was the motive for breaking it off in the end. I thought that it would be a good thing for both of us until I realized I was trying too hard to convince myself of that. And it wasn't fair to her, and it certainly wasn't fair to me. So I regret that I let it go on so long and that her feelings were hurt. But I believe that it was the kindest thing to do in the end.
Truly, I commend you for that. I think it takes a lot of courage to be able to turn something so dramatically, and especially she kind of lowers her voice a little bit, especially at your age. It's very brave of you. It takes a sip of champagne.
The frozen smile is back. Lydia also takes a sip of champagne. It's like, yes, well, I mean, if there is nothing else that's true, it's certainly that this situation is not going to be helped by my age, but also I will find my own happiness in the end, and that may be through marriage or it may not be. We shall see.
It's all very, very good. Very good to keep that chin up. If there's anything I can do to help or assist, or if there's any brainstorming or anything at all, please don't hesitate to let me know.
Thank you, Phoebe. You're very kind. I have missed you, I must say. I'm so glad you're back in town, and I do hope that we can catch up soon. The balls are not always a good place for that, but it is very refreshing to see you, and I would love nothing more than to catch up some more. Absolutely.
Yes, of course. Well, we both must circulate, but I do hope to see you a bit later when the dancing begins.
Absolutely. Save one for me.
Of course, always would.
Wonderful. Thank you. It's so good to see you. I wish you the best of health, and I look forward to dancing later.
Excellent. And please drink more of that champagne. It's very good.
Already working on it. It's this, as you see, my glass is half empty already.
Excellent.
I would like to offer a resolve token at this stage. And I'm actually going to roll a die for who to offer this token to, because I haven't decided, so I need help. Okay, Lydia, resolve token for you to spill your champagne, which you're
Absolutely. I think that's great. Love it.
As this conversation is happening, or
yes, Lydia turns away, and most of the rest of what's in the champagne glass ends up on her dress.
Oh, delightful.
Lydia, my dear. Oh God. Here, come with me. And Phoebe kind of leads her to a corner. Hails a servant to bring some towels, to a discreet part of the ballroom.
Thank you so much. This is so embarrassing. One would think that I had forgotten how to drink champagne.
Well, it happens to all of us, and given the circumstances and where the ball is located and the history, as I completely understand. I could check with Irina to see if she has something extra that might work for you. I don't want to impose, of course, if you're not comfortable with that.
Oh, no. I wouldn't trouble her. She is probably preparing for something fantastic and wonderful as part of her grand opening. I wouldn't want to disturb her. And champagne dries clear. I'm sure the stress will.
Oh, yes. Well, if you do change your mind, just please don't hesitate to let me know.
Thank you so much, Phoebe. I do appreciate it. You're very kind.
Excellent. Ta, dear. And heads off into the party.
Delightful.
Hey, that
Lydia's just like,
around
I'm
this,
just gonna stay here for a
Delightful.
I feel like around the time this conversation is wrapping up would be a good time for Phaedra to enter and actually see those two talking.
Excellent. Sure. How would you like to frame this scene?
I think Phaedra walks in the typical red uniform of the army at the time. She, like 2 steps behind is her right-hand man, Sebastian Brambleshire.
Ready, Heather?
And
Yes.
it is and she's like, sort of walking as if of course he's following. And she sees Phoebe and Lydia talking, and she is on alert and immediately strides over to Phoebe. It's like, Phoebe, darling, how are you?
Oh, Phaedra! And once again does the extended arms, like, the kiss, double kiss cheek greeting.
Couldn't help but notice that you've made a reacquaintance of sorts. Are you all right?
Oh, yes, of course. I never bet. I've actually just returned to town. I'm so thrilled to see you. Oh, it's been so long. I was just telling Lydia that, Paris is lovely, and the people there are so fashionable. It's, your eyes would just die of glitter and glory. But it's, there's something just so refreshing about the countryside air here.
Yes, it's quite nice, though I could do without certain bits of the scenery. I am so sorry I was not here before you had to speak to Lydia.
Oh, no, that's quite all right. I do appreciate your care, but I was able to muster through. She does seem as though she's a bit distraught. It seems as though she recently broke off an engagement, and I was just offering some comfort to her. It's difficult, as far along as she is. But marriage is not everything, and whatever makes her happy is what is important.
You're a very, very decent sort of person, Phoebe. That's why I adore you. And I had heard quite a number of scandalous things, but I shan't, jolly well speak of them here. We can gossip later, I think. But in the meanwhile, it's very good to see you. You look so well, and I've quite missed you.
Oh, my dear friend, I've missed you as well. Honestly, it's, as I said, Paris is wonderful, but there's something about being home where people understand you, and it's just so much easier to be a person, if that makes sense.
Oh, yes, it quite makes sense, especially one must never trust the French.
Oh, well, they do have a very, very, very good sense of aesthetic. The things that they wore down the streets in Paris were shocking in the best possible way. I know that, my mother has her opinions and my aunt certainly has her opinions, but overall, it's very daring. It's very exciting.
Speaking of daring, are those women in the ceiling? As Sebastian just looks up and sees them.
Oh, Sebastian, you might not want to gawk. I understand that you're looking for a partner, and they might not want to see you looking upon such frivolity.
Oh, no, Sebastian, I think you're all right, as long as you don't stare for too long. I think part of the whole thing is frivolity. I don't know if you've met Irina before. She does frivolity very well.
Yes, it's quite the thing around here. It's quite. I'm not sure what to call this. I suppose a extravaganza is the correct name for it. But well, it is nice to see a bit of color. Jolly well pizzazz in the old neighborhood. Say what?
Indeed, it's so lovely.
Don't save me. Is that woman's bosom out?
Oh. Oh, why, it's hard to see from here, but yes, that was indeed, an uncovered bosom, yes.
Sebastian, avert your eyes.
Sebastian does as ordered, because of course he does. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Perhaps you might want to go look at the ice sculptures garden outside. It's quite impressive.
Yes. Allow me to introduce my first lieutenant, Sebastian Bramblestar.
Pleasure.
Miss Phoebe Hawkins, pleasure to meet you.
The pleasure is all mine.
Now we've got a bit of leave, so we're allowed to come, and I thought he might like to visit my hometown and see if he could meet someone. I could not get along without him, but for the right person, I would willingly let him go. He so deserves to be a good match,
Oh, well, I will certainly. Sebastian, how do you feel about women of a certain age?
Ma'am?
Don't.
No, it's fine. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Well, no, we're not going to ask that question in polite company. That will be a conversation for later. Sebastian, it's lovely to meet you. Phaedra, where were you stationed recently? Was that in on the continent or was that overseas?
We did. I was the tour with the fighting old Napoleon. Rather terrible thing, what? But now we're here, and we're going to be stationed locally. But for now, we have a bit of leave to visit home and take care of some things.
Yes.
I do apologize that I was not able to visit you in Paris. It wouldn't be the thing before I push someone of the king's army to come to enemy territory.
Oh, no, that's quite all right. Understandable. And I'd forgotten about the whole nasty Napoleon business. It's just... that man just has no sense of when to stop. It's just an outrage, the lack of self-control that he has.
I think that in the end it shall be his undoing, but that does not help us now.
No, well, you're doing excellent work, and you've risen so quickly among the ranks. You're captain already.
Yes, did you get my letter?
I did. I meant to respond in congratulations, but unfortunately, one of my flatmates' cats, when I was in Paris, made off with the letter itself, and I lost the address, unfortunately. But I'm so proud of you.
Cats are such awful creatures. But of course, you could not be held responsible for your flatmates' vermin. Yes, I've risen quite rapidly, and I think that there'll be another promotion for me soon, and I hope that I can stay stationed nearby for a very long time, and we can regrow a friendship.
Oh, I would love that. I would love nothing more. That sounds delightful. I will very much keep my fingers crossed for you.
Yes, thank you. And I'm quite remiss. I'm sorry. I do congratulate you on your engagement to this, is Irina Petrova is how you
Petrova, yes. We're not, I fear I must correct you, we're not technically engaged yet. It's sort of, going through the motions of, meeting the families and da-da-da-da-da and all that sort of thing, but it's a formality at this point. And, it's just the practical thing to do. It's just, with my family's where we've come from and, we've got the money, she's got the name, and it just makes a lot of sense.
Oh, yes. Eminently practical, my dear. I'm very proud of you.
Oh, thank you. I'm proud. You've always been a beacon of practicality yourself.
And do know that if you ever have any problems with this one, I shall be at your side at the ready. Though, of course, I hope it's not required.
Oh, I'm sure everything will be just fine, but I do appreciate your gentility. That's, it warms my heart, my dear friend.
Yes. Now, do put me down on your dance card, and we shall waltz. I think we are close enough that should not be too scandalous.
Oh, I should love that. I will mark you down on my card.
Oh, and I shall mark you down on mine. Now, I must find Sebastian. I do worry about the poor boy that he may get into trouble, but hopefully I can pass off the supervision of him to someone else for a short while.
Oh, he seems capable enough. If pointed in the right direction, I think he should be just fine.
Yes. Well, my soldiers, they couldn't do anything without me, and I must be a strong leader for them. But
the strongest.
Yes. Until then, ta.
Ta-ta. Enjoy the party.
Yes, you too.
as Sebastian has presumably gone off to see the ice sculptures, was that the suggestion?
Yeah, he was told to go look at the ice sculptures because probably the least scandalous thing.
Excellent. And as Phaedra goes to find him, I think I would like to offer, I think probably Phoebe, since she was the one who made the suggested resolve token, that these ice sculptures turn out to be a bit more Greek-inspired than you had originally realized, mixed in among the animal sculptures.
There's like a lot of metaphor that's in play. Yeah.
Naked people ice sculptures as well. I mean,
yeah.
Or like probably not entirely naked, but yes.
Yeah, I will accept that resolve token.
Excellent. I was going to say I wasn't sure if I should offer it to Phoebe or Irina, but I'm guessing it feels like it would be more a more negative impact on Phoebe based on Irina's selected. Like I don't doesn't feel like she would be more scandalized by it than by any of her other selected entertainments. But I'm happy open to hearing that.
Irina's leaning hard on I'm a foreigner, I can do what I want.
Excellent, Phaedra. You find Sebastian among some of the ice sculptures are definitely animals. Some of them are human animals.
He's aggressively looking at one that's like a flower and a hummingbird, and it's definitely a suggestion, but like it's the least the least blushing one he could find. He's like, it's just a bird. It's just a bird. It's just a bird, ma'am. This one is just a bird, thankfully.
Did we lose Phaedra?
Oh, am I supposed to be in the scene?
Oh.
Sorry.
I mean, if you want. Otherwise, you just have found some ice sculptures that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Phaedra Swansonly. Sebastian. Oh. Sebastian.
Yes, Mum.
It's rather cold out. Why don't we shouldn't linger here over long.
Yes, ma'am. Would you like me to get you another glass of champagne?
Oh, that'd be lovely. Thank you, your dear.
And he like darts out to go just see to her needs and make sure that she gets her glass of champagne.
Delightful. So, anything else Phaedra would like to do, or is she all set for the moment? Thank you. Delightful. Anything else that anyone wants to do before Irina makes her entrance, or shall we have Irina's grand entrance and anything?
I think we still need to meet Lou.
I think Lou probably arrives before Irina enters.
Delightful. Tell us about your entrance, Lou.
All right. So Lou arrives wearing a maroon tailcoat and a very curly blonde wig, and with their peacock colored cane. And how about if they arrive in the company of Lady Caroline?
Yes, I'm here for it. Also in the company of Lady Caroline is one of her 8 pugs. This one is Duchess Margaret of Exeter.
And which of course reminds me that Lou is also accompanied by Demeter, whose breed I don't think I specified. She's a Mastiff.
Good dog.
So they both have like square squish face dogs, but one is ginormous and the other is very small.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, Duchess Margaret is very fond of Demeter. I don't know how Demeter feels about Duchess Margaret.
I think Duchess Margaret is not Demeter's favorite of the 8 dogs, but it's not her least favorite either.
Delightful.
And so Lou takes a look around. Oh, this is I can't say it's what I expected, but I suppose I suppose Miss Petrova is Russian, and perhaps they do things differently there.
Lady Caroline looks around. I should certainly say so. This is quite a spectacle.
Quite. What is that in the ceiling?
It looks... and she's kind of squinting up at the ceiling. It looks like... Oh, no, you should not look at that. Avert your eyes, cousin.
I like how it's gone from soak dancers to just strippers. Somehow.
I certainly shall. I have been informed that everything in the gardens was executed to perfection. Shall we examine?
Oh, yes, that was your work, correct? That was your advisory.
Was.
Oh.
It was quite lovely to work with Miss Petrova on the gardens, and she was quite receptive to my advice.
Oh, that should be lovely then. Let's go look at those. It seems that should be a much more tasteful display.
Yes. You know me. You know me, Caroline. I am nothing if not tasteful.
Oh, the peak of good taste, of course.
So we stroll. I pick up a glass of champagne, hand one to Caroline, and then take one for myself.
Caroline offers Duchess Margaret of Exeter a sip of her champagne.
Oh, goodness. I'm... Duchess Margaret, are you quite sure?
She almost always refuses it, but I like to offer it out of a sense of politeness.
Oh, it is only polite, certainly. Demeter? Demeter, whose head is roughly at the level of Lou's head, sniffs and continues walking. Is it one? I mean, on the one hand, we have 8 tiny dogs. On the other hand, we have 1 huge dog. Do they all balance out after a while?
Eventually.
Concentration of mass.
So we head out to the garden.
And who might we find there? Have Phaedra and Sebastian already headed in?
Phaedra sent Sebastian on ahead. I think Phaedra's sort of still like looking at one sculpture like, how is that possible?
Oh, Captain Sheridan, good day.
Oh, why, Lady Louisa, how'd you do? And, pray do introduce me to your lovely companion here.
Oh, certainly. This is my cousin, Lady Caroline Russell. Lady Caroline, Captain Phaedra Sheridan.
I'm sure, Captain. It's a pleasure to meet you. This is Duchess Margaret of Exeter, gesturing to the pug in her arms.
How'd you do, Your Grace? And, is the rather large hound titled as well?
Oh,
Demeter?
no, that's Demeter. A goddess, one might say.
She has no need of a title, as my cousin so eloquently notes.
Yes, I think I remember Persephone and Hades and all that. You know, Lady, like, just a quick note, does Louisa, do they prefer Lou or Louisa?
Either one suits.
Okay. Lady Louise, I haven't seen you in quite a while. How have you been?
Oh, I haven't seen you either, Captain. I've been quite well. In fact, I was recently advising Miss Petrova on her gardens here. Not these sculptures, but the layout of the flower beds. She sought advice, and I of course provided.
Is that you're quite mid about flowers. I am not quite what I expected, given your usual interests. Is this just a lark, or are you turning your entire life over to horticulture?
Oh, well, certainly, horticulture is an interest of mine, and I shall simply have to see how far it takes me.
Yes, I see. Well, we do miss you at the club when we are discussing new breeding stock for our animals, and you always did have wonderful suggestions. I do hope that you'll visit sometime.
I thought you'd have time to visit the club, with your military exploits.
Oh well, usually not, but one makes time for the important things, and whenever I visit, I like to check in and see how all the people are doing.
Of course. Ah, well, I shall keep you in my thoughts.
And you shall ever be in mine. It's quite a thing to see both of you. I think I shall go in. It's rather chilly out here, and these sculptures are quite a lot to look at too much at one time.
That one with the flower is certainly...
Yes, I do believe it's Greek.
Of course it is.
Yes, much like your Demeter. So, well, I'll see you inside, and hopefully at the club, or perhaps the track sometime.
Oh.
Ta-ta. She sort of walks in. She's like quietly stewing, like can't believe she's dealing with flowers. Doesn't she know she could be trying to buy the prize stallion to breed?
Might I perhaps play a monologue token on Phaedra at this moment?
Delightful.
She's, I bet on. I bid upon the most lovely roan stallion for a breeding stud, and 'twas not the same, because I could not know that I would be taking it from her, because she would surely be bidding upon it as well. Nothing is the same since she left, and yes, I understand that, of course, she has her reasons, but just to go into flowers, why could she not go at least into something more better? It's just, I do not like it. There is no point to this grand game unless she is playing, and it does not even have to be horses, though. I do miss stealing horses right out from under her. So, we shall see. Perhaps she may be swayed from this ridiculous course that she set herself on. It's the monologue.
You can mark your as having monologued. Was already deducted the token. I feel like the Phaedra is sad that her horse thievery is not what it once was.
How dare her horse thievery go unnoticed?
Irina, you have not yet monologued, so
nope.
We want yours to be a no, and we want Phaedra's to be a yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's my fault.
Maybe a scroll issue. Okay.
Yeah, no, I was like, oh, it's the first one there, therefore it must be mine.
I also think Allie was the last game that we played. I think Allie had the far left column as well.
cats.
It is. Yep.
So we have left Louisa in the gardens. Yes.
We have.
Yes.
So Phaedra has walked off. Lou and Lady Caroline and the dogs are among the ice sculptures.
Well, she certainly seems to have a lot of time on her hands.
Well, she does seem quite ambitious, I will say.
What was that word?
Ambitious.
Oh yes, she always was.
Do you miss horses at all?
Can't say I do. Of course I have my dear Custard, but all the buying and the selling and the breeding, it's quite exhausting.
Understandable. At some point, I could see it becoming a lifestyle at some point.
The horses, the flowers.
Well, both, I suppose. Now that I think of it.
I certainly could set myself to anything that I wish to do. And I do not currently wish to race horses, no matter how much the good captain might wish me to.
That's extremely fair. It's good to know what you like.
'Tis. And perhaps we shall go in and see who else has arrived. Surely there's some better company present.
Yes, that sounds. Oh no, Duchess Margaret, no, stop it. As Duchess Margaret is about to pee on one of the ice sculptures. No, darling, no. I'll join you in a moment. The Duchess needs to use the facilities, and this is not the appropriate location for that.
Oh, no. Better this than on my hedges out there.
Oh, yes. We'll find an appropriate location. We'll see you inside.
I have no doubt. And Lou strolls on into back into the manor.
Delightful. Is Lou looking for anyone in particular, or is anyone in particular looking for Lou?
Lydia at this point is looking for Lou. Her dress is dry and she is upset.
Lou's also looking for Lydia, so lucky them.
Excellent. So Lydia rushes in from the side room where she was frantically patting down her wet dress, and it's fine now. You can't even tell there was champagne on it. And she's like, "Where's Lou? I need Lou right now." And sees Lou coming in and rushes over and is like, "I should not be here. Help me get out of here."
Lydia, my dear, what's wrong?
I was trying to be unobtrusive with a glass of champagne, just hiding away and not being noticed with this incredibly not subtle mask that I'm wearing. Why did I think that was a good decision? I and Phoebe walked in, came up to me, and greeted me as if no time had passed in the most gracious manner, and it was wonderful to see her. I don't regret it, but I spilled champagne and I had to talk about Irina, and this was an incredible mistake. Why did I come here?
Oh dear. You came here because you wished to have a lovely and enjoyable new year with the best of society, and you have me. And I believe that that's my cousin and Duchess Margaret. That's her dog. They're still in the but they have vacated the ice sculptures. So come with me, and we'll find a location where you can escape all of this, and you can tell me of your troubles, and I can advise you what could best be done about them. Or if that would not be what you prefer, we can speak of the novels we have read recently.
Novel talk is good. I definitely would love a change of subject and something else to think about, and also may I pet Demeter?
Of course.
All right. Lydia pets the dog and seems calmer after that. She and Demeter are pals because
Demeter does the full lean on Lydia.
Oh, this is immediately soothing. Lydia's clearly way more relaxed now that Lou and Demeter are there.
Demeter knows.
Yes. But yes. Have you read anything new recently? I heard that you had picked up something new last time we spoke.
Oh yes, I read a novel by the name of it's called Cordelia. It's about the orphan who gets taken in by the strange uncle and aunt. Dreary house out on the moors. Rumors about murders. There's a ghost. Really, I can't wait to see what happens next.
Oh, that sounds dreadfully exciting. Is it terrible that murders and ghosts are so much more interesting to me right now than other people?
No, no, certainly. We all need escapes from our troubles every so often. Sadly, I do not have the book with me. I shall have to lend it to you when I have completed it. I can happily continue to describe Cordelia's what's the word? Lou taps their cane in thought. The things that she has, the ways that she is coping with her situation, unless you would prefer not to be spoiled.
I would dearly love to hear more about the atmosphere of the book, although I would like to be surprised by the events. It does sound dreadfully exciting. It's so much more interesting than the real-life problems that are in the world right now.
It is, and I will say I should like to discuss how I might be able to help you at some point with those real-life problems, but I am aware that I can best help you at this point by describing the troubles and travails of Cordelia and the atmosphere of the novel. Really, it rains all the time, even more so than it does here in West Hampshire. And there's the house. The house is just in terrible condition. Mold, mildew, everywhere. The passages really quite grossed me out, I must say. Strange wailing, so many empty rooms. You see, it used to be a family that had been quite far up in society, but they fell upon hard times, and so all those guests just don't come by anymore. Why would they when the rooms are so anciently furnished?
Oh yes, that sounds like dreadful atmosphere to be in, and so incredibly exciting for a potential murder. Thank you, Lou. You really know how to take my mind off certain things.
I am so glad to be of service, Lydia, and tremendously happy to have seen you here.
Yes, I am always glad to see you. So what else is going on? I heard that you assisted Irina with the decorations for this party. They look wonderful.
Yes, those roses are all mine. That's the Queen Anne variety over there. That one is that one is the Lady Exeter. And this rose, that's a crossbreed between the two that I developed in the past year. And so it's an exhibition. It would be an exhibition of my work, though I think people their eyes, if their eyes don't pop out of their if the eyes don't pop out of their heads at the ice sculptures, and the acrobat with the exposed bosoms first.
I beg your pardon. Exposed bosoms? And what's wrong with the ice sculptures?
Oh, nothing's wrong with them. They're just very Greek.
Oh, that's an Irina signature touch. Yes, that surprises me not at all.
It is. She tries so hard.
She does. And somehow manages to execute it beautifully.
Yes. Beautiful. Yes.
Well, wonderful. It sounds like it shall certainly be a distraction, if nothing else.
Oh yes, and Louisa pats Lydia on the shoulder. This shall be an evening of nothing but distractions.
Let us all hope so. Hopefully, the beginning shall not be reflective of the end, and I am grateful that you are now here. There are other members of my family here, but I just haven't been able to stand near them very, very closely, I'm afraid.
No, is your sister here? I haven't seen her
Yes.
yet.
She will be here later. She and our mother have not yet arrived, but they are definitely planning on arriving at some point. You know, Edith, she loves to be places.
I do. It seems as though she's always watching.
That is definitely my sister's greatest characteristic. Yes.
Yes. And well, I am happy to be of an escape to you for as long as you would like.
Thank you, my friend. I really appreciate it, and I am so glad to see you as well. I hope that you are having a good time also. It seems like you and Caroline have been having a lovely time so far with the dogs. Although, where did Caroline go?
Oh, Duchess Margaret had she had to use the facilities.
Ah, yes, of course. Irina would not be pleased if there was an accident near the sculptures so early in the evening.
No, no, certainly not. And then we encountered your old friend Phaedra.
Oh no, I every time I see Phaedra, I have the feeling that she dislikes me intensely, although she's never said so to my face. But I can't help feeling her judgment, and I suppose I don't blame her. But I think it would be best if we did not meet often tonight.
She is a person with a great many judgments, especially of those whom she deems to be beneath her. But rest assured, that is not you.
Lou, you may be the only person in the neighborhood who thinks so, but I still greatly appreciate it. Your friendship is invaluable to me.
As is yours to me, my dear.
Yes. Well, wonderful. I'm feeling a little better now. I think I may be up to light refreshment or more champagne if that's something that you would like at this point. I don't mean to keep you from the festivities.
Of course. Might we go and examine the Petit Fours?
That sounds like a wonderful plan. Thank you, friend.
And so we stroll back together.
Delightful. Is this about the time that Ivina's entrance?
Oh yes, for
occurs?
sure.
Is my narrative sense on?
Yes.
Delightful. What does that look like?
I think that I think that the silk dancers kind of go back to like their stations so that they don't distract. And also they fixed their goddamn costumes because Irina would be losing her shit, but like losing her shit quietly in a corner where no one can see her because she's doing this grand entrance, but also like, what the fuck is wrong with your costume? Why are you doing... The English do not like this. They're
like,
very touchy about skin.
Showing, but not like a whole bosom, yeah.
They're very touchy about skin. Put it back.
The Ivan there is because he always is like Hiroshka. These are nice girls. They are nice girls. They do not mean to ruin your party.
I know. They are not meaning to. Of course, yes, you are correct, Ivan. However, the English will be very offended if they see boobs. It's just a whole thing with them.
And Chastity has meanwhile like whipped out. I don't know what the era appropriate whipped out was probably not the word I was looking for there.
A boob.
Like the era appropriate versions of like she's got some safety pins and she's got some garment tape.
Yeah.
And she's got probably some like pasties equivalents,
Yeah.
and she's like not actually helping because that's not her job, but she's providing supplies and advice, which is both like no, lift it up a bit higher, a bit you have to shorten the strap a bit, and then you pin it in the back, and then when Irina's attention goes to somebody else, she's like, but you can let it down just a little bit more.
But after that, they will like let down they'll like loose the like there's like a net that was holding up like a bunch of like flower petals, so the flower petals like fall from the sky very gracefully, and that's when Irina will enter from the grand staircase.
Delightful. And what is she wearing?
Oh, she is wearing like a Russian court dress, like in like a dark red, because she knows that she's one of the few people that can pull off this color, because everyone's fucking blonde in this town. So she's much like the flower petals falling from the sky. For that effect, she's wearing like a blood red like dress with gold trim and a small like what is it called? The kind of pointed hat situation that you see in Russian court portraiture.
Delightful.
But not like an aggressive one, not one that would stick out, but definitely like a little bit more than the ribbons that the other girls are wearing. And she'll head down the stairs gracefully. She doesn't announce herself or anything, but this is just how she enters.
Delightful. And there's no doubt a ripple of recognition through the ballroom, so that everyone who was not already looking is aware that there is something
Yeah.
happening. And where does she go?
She will immediately go to Phoebe and kind of take her hands in hers and kind of just give her a hand squeeze and a smile.
This is the moment where I've chosen to take a bite of food. Hold, please.
It's a prolonged hand squeeze and a prolonged smile as the silk dancers high above begin resuming
Okay, we're
their
good.
very quiet, slightly more covered silk dance.
It was like a piece of like really crusty bread that I put in my mouth. It was just like,
It's like this is not going away quickly.
nope. Okay, so Phoebe takes her hands. Oh, Irina, darling, you look lovely.
Thank you. I hope everything is going well.
Well, there were a few unfortunate mishaps, it seems, with the silk dancers. But
If I have fixed their costumes, their boobs will be back in the dress.
I had noticed that. I knew you'd be on top of it. But yes, people seem to be enjoying themselves. There's plenty of food and beverage flowing freely. It's a wonderful event.
Thank you. Worked very hard on it. I was hoping everyone would enjoy themselves. It's been a difficult year, so hopefully next year will be a little bit lighter.
One can certainly hope so.
How is your drink? Are you filled up?
Yes, this is my second champagne. It's very good. I'm impressed with the selection.
Yes, father made a deal and sent something. I did not pay attention to the boxes.
Well, you should. You should order this for every event. It's quite lovely.
I believe we might, because we're doing a deal with the company to acquire it, so...
Oh! Well done you! That's lovely.
But we have to see how people like the champagne here first. A little bit of testing.
Ah, yes. Well, it does look as though the towers are decreasing in size, which I suppose is an encouraging sign.
Good. And I will have to make my introductions to Lady Louise. I hope she saw the gardens I put on display with the ice sculptures that they ordered. Hopefully to draw more people out to the garden so her work could be seen.
Oh, yes. I did see her and Demeter heading out to the gardens. I believe she's come back since then, so you may have had the chance to check in with her and see what she thought.
Wonderful. Save your last dance for me?
Of course. I would always save one for you.
Thank you. I suppose I should go make my rounds.
Well, you are the hostess, and that is what hostess do.
Yes.
But you look smashing, and I do believe that alone will power you through the introductions very quickly.
I do hope so. The faster I get through instructions, the faster I can be by your side again.
Oh, that's very kind of you.
I would like Irina to monologue, please.
Ooh.
Damn. It's mostly like, was that too obvious? Gosh, I know they're pretending and we are in a crowd, so I'm allowed to be like this, but maybe that was too much. Also, do the English say boobs? I don't think that they say boobs. Damn. Alright, well, okay, she hasn't brushed me off and she hasn't slapped me, so I guess everything is going okay. Damn. Okay, well, that's what it is, I suppose. I should go and go do the things that I'm supposed to be doing for my station, but also maybe she come with, maybe... No, I will go do the things. And that's our monologue.
Delightful. You can have you monologue the cycle to yes.
She's an anxious mess on the inside.
Oh, I love her.
But it's only on the inside.
Irina has made her entrance. Are we circulating? Would we like to move to later in the evening? What would people like to see?
Do we want to have that meeting with Lou and Irina?
Yeah.
Delightful.
All right. So Lou at this point has been to the refreshment table and has secured a sampler of petit fours and has found a place to sit and try them.
Is Lydia still with you, or is Lydia? Have you parted ways from Lydia for the time being?
I'll leave that to Lydia.
I think Lydia is still there, yes, and has an equally plentiful plate of petit fours.
I would pay a resolve token for Lydia to still be there.
Excellent.
Yeah. So she'll approach Irina, unbothered, unconcerned.
Lydia chokes on a petit four and covers it with her glove.
And she'll just
Miss Petrova, how lovely to see you here.
Lady Louisa, Miss Lydia, I wanted to talk to you about the gardens, and I hope that you enjoyed the display.
Oh, I did. It's quite lovely and beautiful. I I think that the sculptures complement my work quite nicely.
It's
Lydia
beauty.
chokes on a pedophore again, but this time covering a laugh.
Beautiful gardens require beautiful sculpture.
Yes. Lydia, are you quite all right? There's a doctor in presence here. Should you wish to speak with him?
Oh no, I'm quite all right, Lou. Thank you so much. My apologies. The pedophores are so delicious. I was so eager to finish this one that it just went down the wrong pipe. I'm quite all right. It's lovely to see you, Irina.
It is lovely to see you too. Be careful. We shouldn't be too. What is the word? Fast.
It is difficult to keep a slow pace when eating these. They're quite delicious. Who is your caterer for this event? They've done a lovely job.
I brought in a French pastry chef from. His name is Francois. He needed to get out of the country a little bit, and I was happy to have him here for us.
Lovely. That's wonderful. Well, my compliments. And then she shoves another pedophore in her mouth.
Thank you. Well, Lady Lou, I'm happy to see you, and I hope you enjoy the party. I'm going to make some more rounds.
I'm happy to see you too, Irina. It's lovely that I'm so grateful for your generosity in opening your home to all of us, and I appreciate the opportunity to enjoy all the entertainments that you have selected for us for this, and I wish you a happy New Year.
The gardens will be very well lit in about an hour, or maybe midnight. We'll see how it goes.
Are there fireworks then?
She just kind of puts a finger to her nose and like I have a secret. Perhaps. We will see.
It does sound quite delightful. And Happy New Year to you as well, Irina. Thank you so much for hosting this country ball for us. We are quite excited.
Thank you, Miss Lydia. And I'm glad you are enjoying yourself. Do remember not to be too hasty.
I will, thank you.
She inclines her head and she'll head out.
Not sure how this would work out, or if this is a resolve token, but since we want to get snowed in, I'd like to say that while the dancing really starts and before people start going out again, I feel like now I'd like the snow to start.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh.
I am going to Liz, do you have any strong feelings about this? I'm not sure. Do resolve tokens always need to negatively affect someone?
No, resolve tokens can also be used to so to Allie's example of weather conditions, like anything that the player characters do not have control over, that is also a resolve token, and that doesn't go to anyone necessarily. It's just an effect on the story.
Delightful.
No, oh. Keep hitting the wrong name. I'm purple. Okay.
Muscle memory's a thing.
Yeah.
So it has begun to snow then. And it is. I mean, Irina just came down. It's probably fairly early in the evening.
Yeah.
Relatively speaking. So there's a few hours to midnight. We'll see how the snow. So there is a lovely. At this point, a lovely, like, not a light snow. It is certainly a steady snow, but it's very, very pretty, very seasonal, shimmering in the lights.
I feel like Irina feels Irina being like Russian is like, yeah, it's snow.
Looks sparkling on Irina's hair and on everyone else's hair where it blends in a bit more. Yeah, it is snowing.
Whereas all the English people are like, wait a minute.
Oh, well, we
I would
did not.
expect.
Makes sense the Russian wouldn't stop a party early for snow.
Yeah.
Well, this will put a damper upon the gardens. I suppose since we didn't have a white Christmas, we're having a white New Year instead.
Yes, what a lovely omen that is. I'm so sorry about your flowers, Lou. You did such a wonderful job with them.
Well, thank you, my dear. I, uh, it is winter time. I didn't expect too much from them, but I had hoped that people would be able to better, dare I say it, admire their placements.
Yes. Well, I mean, I from the people who have been in the garden before now, it seems that they are well pleased with the work. So even though it was a very short period of time, I'm sure that it was well worth it to them, and I hope it was worth it to you.
Oh, it was. It was, and I thank you for your kindness.
Let's see. I suppose I should find someone to dance with since I am here. That's the whole point, but
Yes, and I would be. Would you like to dance?
oh, certainly. That would suit me very well. Thank you, Lou.
Of course. I cannot do as many dances as I did before, but I would be happy to give you this one.
Well, do let me know. If you're tired at all, I wouldn't want to overtask you at all.
I shall.
Right, so then they go start off the next dance.
Delightful. I think you do see that Edith has arrived and is lingering. Just listening.
I
Under
waved
the
to her.
watchful eye of your mother.
Yeah, and Hilda is also present, and keeping an eye on Edith and on Lydia. Now remember, we must not eat all the petit fours at once.
It's lovely to see you too, Lady Hilda. How are you doing this evening?
That was directed toward Edith.
Oh, okay.
Edith just like looks back at Lady Hilda with just an expression of utter innocence and pops another petit four into her mouth.
That's my sister.
Hilda just she just delivers her best withering, not quite a glare, but her best withering expression toward Edith.
Edith fails to wither. Yeah, so the dancing has begun.
Yeah. Hilda will take an opportunity to speak with Lydia after she finishes dancing with Lou.
Well, has anyone else begun dancing? Or doing anything else as the dancing begins?
I'll say, and it doesn't have to be spoken out, but this can be when Phaedra and Phoebe are having their waltz.
Yep, I'm on board.
Yeah, I feel like something's got to happen where the only dance partners left for one dance are Phaedra and Lydia, and they end up having to spend time together or something.
Yes.
That definitely seems like that could be arranged.
That, or Lydia starts dancing with Phoebe, and then Phaedra will like, no, I'm cutting in.
I like.
Ooh, I kind of.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I kind of love that one.
So Phoebe did say save a dance on your dance card for me to Lydia, and I definitely want to see that happen, and I definitely want Irina to see it.
What a mess. I love it.
And in fact, I will spend a resolve token, I don't care to who, for it to be like a dance that's got like a lot of like closeness to it, like either like something like a waltz or something like on the end of like a little more romantic than your average country
Okay,
circle
definitely
dance.
the waltz, because you have to hold your partner.
Yeah.
I was gonna say my brain shorted out a little bit there in the web of things, but I think we could transition there could be a transition from a dance with a lot of partner switching to into a waltz. What was exact? Could someone walk back through the sort of all the intricacies that needed to line up to make this?
And we just said that Phoebe and Phaedra are dancing, and that's just off in the background. But I think Lydia and Phoebe are going to have promised each other a dance. But I think when it happens, Phaedra is going to be like, no, which I think will probably be a resolve token. And to cut in.
Yeah, and then Irina will see this all unfolding.
Yeah.
On the dance floor.
Yeah,
Delightful.
both basically like a close dance between Phoebe and Lydia, and Phaedra cutting in, so that so we can get the entire love pentagon into it.
Delightful.
So Irina can draw all the conclusions.
Perfect.
So we'll say the dance ends with Phoebe and Phaedra who bow and curtsy as they like, and that's when, there's a little bit of a lull, and I suppose that's when you can partner up for the next dance and we can launch from there.
Sounds good.
Indeed.
So Phoebe and Lydia are dancing at this point. I see that champagne dried quite nicely on your dress.
Yes, it did. I'm glad that I was right. That the champagne wouldn't leave a permanent mark. And thank you again so much for your help.
Of course.
You have really become quite an accomplished dancer since going to Paris. You were wonderful before, but your technique is so refined.
Oh, thank you. They do in the courts of Paris. They are it's very different to the dancing here. I know the partner dances have only just begun, coming to England, but we've been doing the waltz for God's years in Paris. They've been doing it since before we were.
That's incredible. Well, you've definitely learned well. Is this one of your favorite dances now? You certainly seem to be enjoying it.
I do enjoy it, actually. There's something about the partner dances that I believe leads to better conversations. There's less trading of partners, and I understand, socializing as much as possible, but you can do that in the other stages of the ball if you wish to, go out for air or go refresh yourself with another beverage or something to eat. And I find a lot of value out of the more focused conversations.
I quite agree with you. I do appreciate the partner dances, the dances where there's switching of partners, just because there's so much technique involved, and I do like looking at them so much. But at a ball, I find that a lot of people can be very overwhelming, and if you're trying to have a conversation with many people at once, it can be hard to keep track of.
Very true.
Yes. So yes, I do hope that partner dances will become more popular, because they are quite wonderful. But I think a good mix might do well for us all, just in general.
I think there's something to be said around the seasonal dances. So when you have, like the spring equinox fetes, those are very excellent opportunities for English country dancing. Those are always quite fun. But there's something about a waltz that feels more appropriate for, colder weather. I don't know exactly what it is, but thematically, it just feels like it makes more sense to me.
I don't disagree with you. I think you may be onto something there. It is quite cold all of a sudden. Have you seen that it started snowing outside? Were we expecting snow today?
I was not. The almanac had not mentioned anything of snow, but it is quite lovely. It is coming down quite decisively.
Yes,
but it is quite lovely.
Compliments the ice sculptures.
Oh, I would love to see the ice sculptures with the snow on them. I bet that's wonderful.
We'll have to go take a look after this dance.
Yes, I would love that.
Perfect. Having said that, I do quite crave warmer weather. It's starting to become very cold indeed.
Oh, yes, very true. I think, Phaedra, at any point that you would like to butt in, I think, is...
I didn't want to cut you all off too soon. So at this point, Phaedra walks up like, oh, Lydia, Phoebe, do let me cut in. I haven't seen, oh dear Lydia, in so long. Might I steal her away for the remainder of the dance?
Oh, all right. Of course. By all means, yes. I'm sure you have much to catch up on.
Yes, certainly. Phoebe, I'll see you later. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Enjoy the dance.
And I will... I have spent a resolve token that I think, Lydia, I think you should probably take that. Okay. And so, Phaedra takes the leading position, and they begin to rotate around the ballroom. Phaedra, chin up high, shoulders back. I did not expect you to be back here.
It is quite a surprise to see you as well. I hear you've had wonderful successes in the military in this past year.
Yes, I've done quite well. It's so nice to be home, but of course I do love to be in the thick of things. I understand that you have been in the thick of things, so to speak, as of late.
I beg your pardon, I'm not quite sure what you mean.
It's just all I hear is of different events in your life and how you've had quite the couple of years. I mean, it is surprising. I did not expect it of you, but you always were full of surprises.
I may have made some decisions that were not quite as predictable as some other people might have hoped, but I have always done my best to act in good faith for both myself and anyone else involved in my life.
Oh yes, of course. You are, yes. Some quite have said that of you, that you are always thinking of others, aren't you?
I do my best. Certainly, I do hope that I do my best, as anyone should.
Find yourself at this ball tonight. I know. Are you well acquainted with Miss Petrova?
Yes, we are well acquainted. We have many mutual friends, and she has been in the neighborhood for quite a while. We were quite close at one time.
Oh, now that you've reminded me, I suppose I heard of that. I received quite many letters from our neighbors and friends, and they do keep me quite abreast of what's going on. But I wasn't sure if I had that mistaken or not.
No, I believe you know as much as there is to know. But have you met Irina yet? She's quite a character.
No, not formally, though I suppose Phoebe will introduce me, given that Phoebe and I are so close, and she's also quite close to Miss Petrova currently.
Yes, I had heard that. I am quite happy for them.
Oh, yes, I'm too. I wish Phoebe the best, and I only want her to be with someone who will take care of her. Don't you agree?
Yes, I fervently wish that as well with all my heart.
Yeah, good. I knew you had the good sense in there. Oh, it seems it's that's quite winding down. Now, I better go switch partners, as one wouldn't want to cause scandal if we dance two in a row. People might talk, and one must avoid talk at all, if at all possible. But I do assume I shall see you around, hopefully at another ball.
Yes, it was wonderful to see you as well, Phaedra. Thank you so much for the dance. You have become quite accomplished yourself.
Yes, I'm so glad you got to experience it. Now, just between the two of us, Phoebe is very good-hearted, and I know that you won't take advantage of that good heart, now will you?
I would never dream of it, and if you think that I should, I don't know what to tell you, Phaedra.
I knew you once, but it's occurs to me that I danced with a stranger tonight. Good night, and she walks away.
Oh,
Wow. And I was gonna say, at what point there was a monologue token, I believe, to be played on
I'm
Lydia.
gonna wait till the end of that. Yes.
At what point? Yeah, okay.
Oh, poor Lydia. She's just getting this.
Wow, Phaedra went hard. I respect it, but wow.
Yeah.
All right.
After Lydia does her monologue, I also want to spend a monologue token on Phaedra.
Yes.
Delightful. Okay.
Oh goodness, where do I start? Okay. I knew she hated me. I didn't realize that I was hoping that she didn't think quite so little of me, but I suppose it's good to know for sure, but I don't know what to do at this point. Like I genuinely want the best for Phoebe. I did what I thought was right, and it was a mutual decision, and the fact that Phaedra doesn't understand that, I don't know where to come back from here. And what if what she thinks is what everyone thinks? What if there's no saving it at this point? What if I just made things worse? I know I made things worse with the affair with Irina, but I just wanted to do what was right for myself and my family. And it seems that not everyone may be so forgiving. I guess I'll just have to put a brave face on it. And then she goes back to hang out with Edith and Lady Hilda.
Yeah, I'll pick back up with Lady Hilda after Phaedra's monologue.
Yeah, and you were Marina, you were playing a monologue token on Phaedra.
Monologue.
Did I hear that?
On Phoebe.
Sorry.
On Phoebe.
Sorry. Oh, on Phoebe. Oh,
delightful. So and Lydia, you can mark yours as having monologue. So, Phoebe watching your friends dance.
Amazing. So Phoebe's watching this like, oh, I can't believe that Phaedra asked to cut in. Oh, this is good. This is very good. Oh, this is wonderful. Oh, they look like they're in very intense conversation. I can't. I wish I could read lips. That seems like such a useful skill to learn at some point in one's life. But neglected and finishing school. I should have to give them that feedback. Oh, it's great. What are the? I think that's a. Oh, it's so difficult to see from here. I'll try to get closer. It does look like it is serious conversation that's happening. But I can't tell the tone. The tone is so difficult to collect from here. I suppose I'll just have to check in with them and see how the conversation went. This is could possibly be the best thing that's happened since I returned home. It's just a silly misunderstanding, and it's just needs to be cleared up. And if we could all just, put this behind us. And it's been 4 years since I left. It's honestly that time to just bury that anger, that whatever this is. Phaedra's Phaedra's just left. She does not look pleased. That stride is not a pleased stride. That is a that's the stride of someone who just stabbed someone. Oh dear. What did you say, Phaedra? What did you say? And that's it.
Oh my god.
That was a journey.
Can I spend my last resolve token to...
What would you like to spend your resolve token on?
I would like to spend it on Irina completely misunderstanding all of this. So watching Lydia dance with Phoebe, and then Phaedra cut in, and then Phoebe's kind of staring intently at Phaedra and Lydia on the dance floor, and Irina's like, oh. So I guess cinematically it would just be cutting to Irina being with a glass of champagne in her hand, oh.
So the proposal is that Irina saw everything. And has drawn the wrong conclusion.
Absolute wrong conclusions, yes.
Delightful. Who do we think this is?
Probably either Phoebe or Lydia will probably be the acceptors of this resolve token.
I have a lot of resolve tokens. I think it should go to Phoebe.
I mean, that's fine by me.
Delightful. Exchange made. Irina, you have the wrong idea. And I know we have Livia rejoining her family. Irina, would you like to do anything with having the wrong idea?
Yeah,
before we cut back to that?
She's gonna sidle up to Phoebe and just kind of link her arm in hers.
How are you doing, Irina? It's been a while since I've seen you on the dance floor.
Yes, unfortunately, making my acquaintances and calming some very offended women about the dancers. That
must be some colorful conversation that you're having.
Of course, but I've assured them that of course I would not intend that such thing happen, and well, that seems to have done the trick. Donations to the local societies or something like that.
Donations always go very far. It's one of those things, everyone has their own charity causes, so I'm certain that everything will be fine. You'll definitely get invitations to the next social events. I don't think that should run any risk there.
Would you care to have this dance?
Of course.
I saw you danced with Miss Fitzgerald.
Oh yes. She and I, we go. We have quite a history together. Very close friends.
Captain Sheridan.
Yes. We grew up together. Actually, I just returned to town, and she's, been away serving in the Queen's Army. Yes, we go very far back.
It is nice to catch up with old friends, I assume.
Oh, always. Especially since, just returning to town and hearing about, the situation with Miss Fitzgerald. And Phaedra's just been back to town, on leave currently. She was serving against Napoleon, that wretched little man. And yes, it's just been wonderful to see them again and how they're doing and catch up and everything that goes along with that.
Any front runners for when we end our facade?
Oh, no, that's you've misunderstood me. No, we're truly just friends. I did have a history with Lydia for a bit, but we parted ways amicably.
We both do.
Yes, it's with that we do. But yes, we I've only been trying to reconcile the two of them. That's all.
Of course.
Like, are you all right? You know this. If you changed your mind about the
No.
arrangement.
No, of course not. I have not changed my mind. I am excited to not have everyone trying to console me.
All right. So if you did want me to, if you did have a preference for one of the two of them, I'd be happy to. Well, obviously not Lydia. That's I misspoke. That was poorly timed. My apologies. But Phaedra's got quite a name that she's building for herself. So if you wanted to, if you ever changed your mind, I would absolutely understand.
Of course. No, I have not changed my mind or my course as of yet.
All right.
It is snowing quite a lot.
Oh, it's really.
Hopefully it doesn't interrupt with the fireworks.
Well, it's certainly gotten much heavier. When I last looked during the previous dance, we were only. Well, it wasn't quite so white outside.
I like it. It reminds me of home.
That's fair. It is something quite. It feels symbolic in a way, having New Year's with a snowfall.
Everything fresh and white and clean.
Exactly. A new start. To a new year.
I would toast to that, but I think we both, neither of us have a drink. Let me get you one.
Thank you. I'd appreciate that.
I shall return shortly. Oh, go ahead.
Irina,
Yeah.
Chastity would like to offer you a resolve token to accidentally pick up vodka instead of champagne.
Yeah. I think Irina is like shaken, and she goes for one of the flavored vodkas instead of champagne.
Delightful.
Irina's like, "What's the
I've
difference? One is
used this
French
and
and one." Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, of course she wants vodka. It's very good.
Yeah, Ivan's like, of course. Yeah,
Of course.
no. So she'll pick up two like they're not shot glasses. They're like very pretty. Like they look like the champagne flutes, but they're like more bell shaped.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll pick up two of those, and probably they're a fancy like pink color because they're like infused with like strawberry or some bullshit.
And you can add a resolve token.
Nice. Yeah, and she'll bring back some vodka.
Amazing. Phoebe does not know the difference on sight. Even a little bit. So she'll take the glass. Thank you so much, and take like a decent sized sip. She's like, this is different from the champagne that you had earlier this evening. Is this from a different region?
She takes a sip and just nods. This is the vodka, the infused one.
As Phoebe has taken like another sip in an attempt to like identify it. So like about half of the glass is gone now. It's like, I should probably slow down then. Very good. It's rather, it's quite, powerful on, I think I may go sit down for a moment, if that's all right.
Are you alright? Do we need to get the doctor?
Oh, no, I'm just feeling a bit lightheaded all of a sudden.
Alright. And Irina will escort her to, like there's probably, like, little alcoves and sitting areas.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I just am a bit unfamiliar with how to drink vodka the same way that one drinks champagne in one way. And I don't know if that's the same way that one drinks vodka, or if one drinks more of it, or one drinks less of it, or how it's done.
It really depends on your class and your intent. I have heard that there are workers in the potato fields who take a shot of vodka every morning just to start the day off with a little bit of fortification. It is, I would say, slightly stronger than champagne. Not much to me, but...
All right. I shall pace myself as though I were drinking champagne then.
Maybe, like, a little bit slower than that, but not much. Like, it's a little bit stronger, like a fortified, like a brandy or something, like something that's a little bit stronger, but like your whiskey, your whiskey you have here.
I don't think I've ever had whiskey. That was not something that they put in front of us very often at finishing school. At least not the classes that I was in.
I mean, yes, of course, as there are things that are ladylike and there are things that ladies should know, and whiskey is one of them. Maybe we'll save your whiskey education for another night, though.
All right, if you think so. Cheerfully takes another champagne-sized sip of vodka.
Yeah, and Irina is too, but Irina's been drinking it a longest time.
Yep.
Delightful. And the snow continues to fall outside.
I'm very happy for everyone when we shoot off these fireworks.
I was just gonna say, Lou, as you're sitting down, I think you do see, because confirmed they know each other. You do see your brother, who doesn't really talk to you anymore, having a hurried conversation with First Lieutenant Sebastian Rambleshire, and seems to be trying to convince him to take on some. Seems to be trying to hand something over, although whether it works or not, this would be up to Sebastian.
Oh, Sebastian works best when he has a job and he can make himself useful, and so is probably a little out of sorts at this ball. And as such, certainly if it's something I can help with, I would be happy to.
You have to wait for midnight. That's the only rule. You have to wait for midnight.
They're like mortars, right?
And then you know what to do. Exactly. I knew I could count on you.
Right, and he just straightens out his uniform like he's handled a mortar before. He knows explosives.
And Horatio strolls off, very pleased with himself. Yeah, and the snow is beginning to accumulate outside. Probably some time still to midnight, but the evening's passing. How is Lou? Do you have anything that you would like to do? Anyone you would like to come hang with you? Or does anyone else have anything particular you would like to do in the next little bit?
I think Sebastian is going to muster all of his energy, or all of his, like, wherewithal, and ask Miss Fitzgerald to dance.
Ooh.
Cool.
All right. Let's see. Have they been introduced? We need someone to introduce them, or is it fine if he just comes up and is like, "Hey"?
I think with the gender power balance off, I think he can do whatever. And I'm realizing that Lydia was going to wander back to her family. So why don't we have that happen?
Oh, Horatio could introduce.
Can wander in.
Oh, no, never mind.
Yeah.
Hilda could.
Yeah.
Could
There you
make the
go.
attempt, because Hilda has meddling on her mind.
Excellent.
Wonderful.
Excellent. So
I think she tells Lydia I think she starts off by telling Lydia, people will talk about your behavior tonight.
And Edith is just nodding,
This
like standing slightly behind Hilda, but like nodding enthusiastically.
this isn't a surprise to me, Lady Hilda. I've been nothing but thinking about it this entire time.
My dear, your behavior does not suggest that you have been thinking about it this entire time.
Well, sometimes overthinking is to the detriment of behavior. I started the evening off rattled. I apologize for that. I've done my best.
It is not the starting off the evening rattled. It is the continuing by this waltzing.
Why should the act of dancing with two of my closest friends make people think ill of me?
It is not just any dance, it is a waltz. An extremely close dance which we never should have brought to England, in my opinion.
I like waltzes. I think they're very well suited for the winter.
Edith is just like looking back and forth like he's watching a tennis match.
Love it. With Lady Hilda, there are some things that have not been common in the past, for certain. But as these dances become more and more popular, it will be more and more acceptable. And I believe that the best thing I can do is meet it with confidence.
You need not be the one to popularize them. Here, excuse me, sir. And she waves over Sebastian.
Yeah, he'll head right over.
Lady Hilda, what are you doing?
My good sir, might you be so kind as to dance with my goddaughter next?
Edith like shoots you a quick look, Lydia, like a quick questioning look.
I shrug because at this point, meet it with confidence is my motto. So.
I would be happy to, of course. It would be my honor. And he offers a hand.
Lydia takes it. Would you tell me your name, sir?
Of course, I'm looking up my name. I'm First Lieutenant Sebastian Brambleshire.
A pleasure. I'm Miss Lydia Fitzgerald.
The pleasure is mine.
What kind of dance are we doing?
Probably something more bouncy and like separated, since Lady Hilda sent her out. But
yeah, something that Hilda approves of more. And as they walk away, Hilda says to Edith, "Do not go getting ideas about the waltz."
Edith was given as Lydia, as you walk away, you get like just a little encouraging pat on your other hand, the non Sebastian side, and then she looks back at Lady Hilda. I wish I could read lips.
Excellent. Lydia walks off with Sebastian and is pleased to be dancing with a total stranger who is not loaded with emotional baggage. But also has no idea what to say. She's like, so what brings you to our neighborhood, Lieutenant?
Oh, I'm on leave. I'm accompanying my captain.
Ah, lovely. And how long have you been in service in Her Majesty's Army?
Only about 5 years now. My father bought my commission.
Oh, wonderful. How do you like it?
I enjoy the travel. I do enjoy the travel. Being useful.
Yes, I can imagine that feeling is a very satisfying one. Where have you traveled?
Mostly we've been on the continent fighting Napoleon.
And how is that going these days? I confess I have not been paying much attention to the news from the front.
Oh, we're pretty stuck in, but it's calmed down for the moment.
That's lovely to hear. Wonderful. Well, welcome to the neighborhood. I do hope you've been enjoying your stay so far.
I have been. My captain has been trying to introduce me to young ladies of quality.
Lydia hides a smirk. Have you, been, what are the words I'm looking for? Have you enjoyed your introductions so far? I must say, I am very well fond of all my acquaintances. We are all connected in some way in the neighborhood. It's just the right size to have an excellent party, as I'm sure you've seen, but small enough that we all know each other. And I am quite fond of all my neighbors.
So, question: what do y'all think? Does Lieutenant Brambleshire know who the hell he's talking to? What do you guys think will be more delicious? If he is completely puppy dog unaware, or if he knows, and knows with a capital K?
I think it'll be more interesting if he doesn't know.
Yeah, I like that he doesn't know.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know that Phaedra would have caught him up on all the gossip.
Yeah.
I would, however, like to offer a resolve token for Phaedra to notice this dance going on.
Yeah.
Agreed. I support this.
So that's to Lydia then, I think.
I think she would be the most disadvantaged, so yes.
Delightful.
Yeah. I find myself very fond of the size of the town, I admit. It's just enough people to be interesting and not enough people to be crushing.
Exactly, that's also how I feel. I do envy a little bit those who have had more opportunity to travel and go to town and have a more varied society, but at the same time, it is often refreshing to not have that much pressure, if you know what I mean, to interact and to put on a good impression and introduce yourself.
Oh, I find that there's plenty of pressure to go along at home and abroad.
That is true. I suppose I'm just more used to one over the other.
That's fair.
Well, you are a delightful dancer. Thank you so much for the pleasure.
I'm happy to have butted in. I think I need to speak with a man about some explosives.
Oh, so there are going to be fireworks? I heard a rumor, but it was never confirmed.
I believe so, yes.
I will look forward to seeing it.
I look forward to you seeing it and not blowing my hand off.
I do hope that you are able to keep your hand in one piece. It would be a terrible tragedy if you were to lose it at this juncture.
It would certainly affect my dancing.
I might say so. Yes. So I will think very positive thoughts in your direction.
I'm touched. And he kind of gives a bow as the song ends.
And she waves and then is like, "What just happened?"
Yeah, he's gonna go see a man about some explosives.
Yeah, Horatio loads him up with fireworks. I promised Arthur that I wouldn't be directly involved, but that doesn't mean that I can't be, what's the word, supervisory. So, here you go.
Right. And I feel like the good lieutenant, while he hasn't been like keeping sober all night, he might be like one of the most sober people there.
Checks out.
And is like, yeah, just give me the explosive, please.
Yeah. Delightful. And the snow is now probably up to Duchess Margaret's belly.
Oh boy.
I will know. Phaedra noticed, and it's like you're in a Telltale game where there's a caption that says like Phaedra will.
Will remember.
Oh,
She's
also
like,
like
what
to
did I just say?
I would also like to spend a resolve token for Phoebe to have seen this dance as well.
Delightful.
I don't know if that's bad for anybody, but
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Well, I guess what is Phoebe's what conclusion is Phoebe drawing, if any, at this point?
Phoebe is drawing the conclusion that perhaps fostering this relationship would be the way to bring Phaedra and Lydia back together.
Oh boy.
Oh
Like
my.
finding a commonality.
Okay, of the two of of the two of you, Phaedra and Lydia, who of you do you feel do either of you feel like that would be a good or a bad thing for you to have Phoebe
I
invested
mean,
in
I'm
this?
biased because I would like a resolve token.
Yeah. I still need to spend some. I have mostly received them. I'm trying to think of how I can spend one now. But yeah, that makes sense.
Delightful. So, resolve token to Phaedra. That it sounds like.
Okay. And then I just like to spend a resolve token on Edith to just like see if she can circulate and see if she can hear anything else of interest.
So that would be Edith spending a resolve token.
Oh, okay.
Or really that would just be Edith doing the Edith thing.
Okay.
Of wandering around and listening.
That's true.
If there's something particular you would like Edith to overhear, then that could be a resolve token.
Okay, let me think.
Or if going forward there's a conversation that you would like that happens that you would like.
Okay,
Edith
I'm
to
gonna
overhear.
hold on that and see if there's something pops up that would be of interest to have Edith over here.
Delightful, but I am happy to confirm that Edith is, to the extent that Lady Hilda allows, definitely has her ears open and is listening. Probably knows that Sebastian has explosives. Yeah. So what's the next interesting thing that happens, or the next thing that anyone would like to pursue?
I would like to actually spend a resolve token for someone from the staff to come find Irina and informally inform her that the snow is too deep for anyone to reasonably leave the party.
I think that resolve token probably goes to Irina, because now her party is expanding in responsibility and complexity. If Irina is willing to accept that, actually, I should ask that.
Oh, yeah.
Is that yay, nay? Okay.
Especially if someone like Ivan could come tell her.
I was just going to suggest that Chastity might come join you, and if Ivan would also like to come in, then the more the merrier. Yeah. So as Irina, where's Irina at this point? Is she circulating? Is she watching?
So she probably did at least one more dance with Phoebe, and then she probably is figuring out what the fireworks situation is, and circulating all the while, but also like keeping an eye on the various moving pieces that are involved in this.
Delightful. So Chastity will sashay up towards you. Irina!
Chastity, what can I do for you?
Oh, we have, her expression is like she is trying to school her expression into the solemnity of carrying bad news, but you can tell that she's delighted. We have the most tragic thing has occurred, as you may have seen. Probably not the most tragic thing, not yet, but it is snowing, Irina. Does it remind you of home? It's very beautiful.
It really does, actually. I was just commenting to Phoebe that it makes me feel like everything is wiped clean for the new year.
That's so lovely. You should when you have a speech will there be a speech later? There should be a speech. You should insert that into your speech, but before then you may wish to consider as something else that you may incorporate into your speech, that the snow has accumulated. The stable master came to tell me that the horses here are not properly shod for it. The carriages cannot leave. There was a poor small dog had to be rescued before it rose above her head. we think your guests may need to remain.
Right. Okay.
I will tell your fine cook that he should be prepared to make omelets for them all.
Yes. We will...
And what is the word? What is the word? Croissants. Croissants. He should make those as well. I hear those are very popular.
They are very popular, and he should know how to make them. And Ivan.
Yes.
Can you slow down the consumption of alcohol? Not...
Well... Oh, I don't
Irina,
know.
it is New Year's.
It is
Hirosh,
New Year's, but we don't need a lot of craziness falling upon our heads when people get 1 too drunk and 2 can't leave.
But Hiroshka, don't you think they would like to be drunk and therefore not have to worry about the weather?
You know what? You're not wrong on that. All right, keep the alcohol
There's a
flowing
party.
as is.
There you are. See, you.
No,
I'm very
I
proud of
will-
you, Irina.
All right, but
I will talk to Dmitri and make sure he knows that if there is any roughhousing, we are going to take care of it.
right. Okay, yes, that is what I'm looking for. Just keep an eye out
Have-
for our troublemakers.
Irene, and like Chastity puts a hand on your back and sort of rotates you towards the fireworks conversation. You have these strapping young fellows from the army. I'm sure they will keep the order if there is order that needs to be kept. Perhaps you should go speak with them.
Right. Okay. Yes, I will go speak with the army people. I
don't think you would perhaps understand all of the things which you should speak with them about. It should be a very expressive conversation.
Okay, I'm going to go speak with the captain.
What color
Expressive.
is Chastity's hair?
What's that?
What color is Chastity's hair?
Blonde.
But you must listen to Mary. She wants you to make friends with these nice soldiers.
Okay,
Your name is not Mary, is it?
I will start with that soldier right there, and she'll point to to Captain Phaedra Sheridan.
Yes. Yes.
Very
go-
strapping. Very excellent selection.
Do we have enough beds for everyone to stay the night?
Well, we may have to have families double up, but it should be okay.
Okay.
I will sleep outside your room, and therefore someone can have my room, and I can.
When we gave your bed away years ago,
Oh, you.
I was wondering
are-
when you would notice.
You are making jokes. Oh, you're very funny. Yes.
All right.
Iroshka, go make friends. We will take care.
I will make an announcement that everyone is welcome to stay here for the night and have a. I will check on the fireworks, then we'll have the toast and the announcement so that everyone is stuck here for the night, and then we will do the fireworks. So at
You're
least
doing
everyone.
so well.
Thank you, greatly appreciated. Okay, party faces.
Your name is Anne? Your name is Catherine. Your name is Jane. Your name is Cloud.
That is chastity.
Oh, Chastity. Oh, Chastity.
Chastity just winks.
Oh. Yes. Beg your pardon. All these English girls have same names. It is very Chastity is a new one.
All right.
It's aspirational.
It just giggles. Like she's had enough vodka that this is starting to get like between the vodka and her nerves, she's starting to get a little giggly. She's like, "All right, I'm going to go deal with 8 million things that are going on."
Chastity gives you a. How far away is Phaedra?
I'll say like I don't know, like a couple of yards.
Okay, the Chastity gives you just like I would like to offer you a resolve token to give you like a gentle push that turns into just enough of a push to make you sort of stumble into Phaedra. Is offering. I tried to give Irene a little push.
Oh yeah, definitely. She's a little
just enough
off
to make
balance.
you-
She's a little stressed,
Yeah.
and she she may have misjudged some of that champagne. She's not used to. I will take that resolve token.
Phaedra, being dashing and gentlewomanly as she is, immediately strides forward to help Irina right herself. Like, oh, do be careful, Mom. This ballroom could be quite treacherous, I've noticed. Are you all right?
Yes, I must talk to my tailor about these long hems. I was hoping to... Oh, go ahead.
No, you look... Whoops. Oh, you look smashing, darling. I would not change a thing.
Appreciate it. So one of your men is overseeing the fireworks?
Oh, yes. It's my lieutenant, Sebastian.
Okay. And you may have noticed that we are quite under a blanket of snow at the moment.
Yes, I do think that perhaps we may not be able to vacate your premises, and I do apologize for putting you out like that.
No, it's not. No putting out. Not putting out at all. I am happy to host everyone. I just I wanted you to be on the guard for any troublemakers should, when I make this announcement, that everyone is not leaving.
Oh, of course, I'm quite good at rooting out problems. I shall take care of it.
Yes.
And may I just say, Phoebe is a dear friend of mine, and I'm so happy that you've made her acquaintance. You two look quite well together, and she rather likes you.
She does?
Oh yes. She told me in a letter all about you and how wonderful you are, and we were talking about you as soon as we reunited tonight. So I'm so happy that you've become friends.
I'm quite happy to be courting her as well. It has been a very enjoyable time.
And I look forward to getting to know you better. But for the moment, of course, I shall supervise to make sure there are no troublemakers in the party.
Wonderful. My man Ivan will also be helping you with that.
He's the fellow with the broken nose, I suppose.
Yes.
Once or twice for yes. He's quite a breadth of his shoulders. Was he in the military?
Perhaps he might have been. He is definitely a boxer, and is now my bodyguard. My father is very concerned.
Well, one must be careful about the ruffians that might invade one's house.
Well, I will go see to giving the speech and making let's check on the fireworks and then give the speech, and then we will handle any chaos that might fall out of that.
Yes, you can count on me.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I would like to spend a resolve token.
Yeah.
From the start of that interaction, where Irina stumbles into Phaedra and Phaedra gallantly catches her. I would like Phoebe to observe that.
Yes.
And draw some conclusions of her own.
Yes, do.
I don't know who wants that resolve token, but
looks like Irina has several.
I have a
Do you wanna give
bunch.
that one to
Yeah,
Phoebe?
give it to Phoebe.
Not to Phoebe. Phoebe is giving it away. Give it to Phaedra.
Give it to Phoebe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a bunch.
Ivan is not going to do well with Phoebe and Phaedra keeping those names.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
I really hope that I hope that Irina uses Ivan to deliver her letters, because I desperately want to play a resolve token to mix them up.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Okay, yes. Alright, so, Steph, Irina will see to the fireworks, and once the fireworks look like they're correct, she will go give the New Year's. She will... A gentle, bell will chime, and the music will kind of fade to a stop as everyone prepares for the midnight toast.
Delightful. So are we inside or are we outside? the midnight toast.
I think inside for the toast, and then she's gonna invite everyone to go out to the gardens.
Outside. Okay. So, okay, delightful.
But the champagne and the vodka is flowing. And it might be hard at times to tell the difference between the two, especially if you've had a few glasses.
I'm sure it's fine. Delightful.
Oh boy, y'all gonna make me give a speech, aren't you?
I mean, if you want, or if anyone else have anything as a clearly speech approaching time, any last minute shenanigans or maneuvering that anyone wants to do?
Phoebe starts very excitedly pulling people into position for the speech because she has her enthusiasm might be enhanced a little bit by some libations.
Delightful.
Luke could introduce Irina if that would be a thing that is done.
That sounds lovely, and Lou is certainly the presiding person of highest social status here, I believe.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And so, may I have your attention, please? Happy New Year to all. And although the snow is, perhaps we had hoped for snow, but not this much, it is my great pleasure, to introduce, our wonderfully gracious host for this evening, Miss Irina Petrova. And I think we can all agree that Irina has entertained us to the highest quality, and that we look forward to having her in our neighborhood for as long as she would like to stay here. Miss Petrova, if you please.
Thank you, my lady. And she'll kind of move forward. First of all, I would like to make a quick announcement. It is, at this point, unsafe for most people to leave. However, there are beds and rooms for all of you to stay, as we weather out being snowed in amongst friends.
Phoebe, I would like to offer you a resolve token to think that this is a good opportunity. This is the occasion in which one would applaud or cheer or otherwise express.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yep, 100%. Yep, just starts bravo.
Appreciate it. I am so happy to be here amongst you all, and I hope to be many years here with you all. May this not be the first New Year's that we celebrate together. And she will just raise her glass, and she'll keep it short and sweet. Cheers to you all. Thank you very much for coming this evening. And if you would like, please process outside. We have a surprise for you all.
And is this when the fire dancer shows up as well as the fireworks?
The fire dancer leads them out to the fireworks.
Delightful.
So the fire dancer is at the back of the crowd and leads them out. Probably there's a pair of fire dancers as heavy drumming starts, very very foreign. Very foreign.
Make your way out into the gardens.
Yeah.
Behind the fire dancers. Where the snow is, this is all the snow that I've been wanting for weeks and haven't gotten. The snow is now above their ankles. None of you are wearing appropriate shoes for that.
We're all standing there shivering with our glasses in one hand and just being like, "Yay, hooray, we're cold. Hurry up so we can go inside."
Yeah.
There is quite a warming effect from this vodka.
Yeah, Phoebe feels great.
Phaedra is right near Lou, and she sips her vodka. You may actually be right right, Lady Lou. I feel quite warm. And she's not really drinking, but she's just trying to, like, start a conversation.
I certainly am.
Yes. Do you indulge in the potato liqueur often?
I hadn't until Miss Petrova came to town. She introduced me to such spirits.
Yes, they're quite the thing. Quite the thing. And one might develop passion for them, I suppose.
Oh, are you thinking of directing your attentions in that direction?
Who knows? You know, if it was stimulating enough, I could see myself. But, well, I'll have to see how my life shakes out. I might be transferred nearby, and therefore may need to pick up some new hobbies to fit in with our new neighbor.
Oh, so Napoleon. What about Napoleon?
Oh, well. Napoleon. Napoleon is still, if you'll excuse my crass words, right old. No, I shan't say it. In any event, there are times when soldiers are sent home so that fresh ranks can be sent out, and they've decided that my company has done quite enough and does deserve a respite before we are thrown to the front lines again.
Oh, yes, and then everyone deserves a respite from time to time.
Yes. For the moment, at least, it looks like I shall be here for a few months at least, and quite keeping the home soil safe, say what?
Oh, very
Yes.
good.
Yes. But, yes, do tell me if you develop a passion for vodka. I'd surely love to hear about it.
I most certainly shall. I believe that Miss Petrova has us all outclassed in that regard. But you shall be the first to know if I develop such a passion.
See, that is the beauty of it, that when another shares a passion, one can have something to strive towards, don't you agree?
One could certainly say that, but I believe you've had plenty to strive towards already.
So one must never stop.
And actually, on that one must never stop beat, we have a resolve token offer that I believe Marina would like to propose.
Yes, I would like to give a resolve token to Phaedra to challenge Lou to a drinking contest.
Yes.
Because I don't think it would be the other way around. I think Phaedra would leap on a new way to challenge Lou.
I'm in, and do you mean now this would happen?
Do you think this would be a good time, for that to happen? They are stuck inside for the evening.
Yeah. Yeah, what? How about, and she'll tell,
And I will offer Lou a resolve token to accept.
I'll take it.
Delightful.
all right.
Yay!
I think Phaedra will make sure that her lieutenant is, because he's not drinking anyway, that he knows to like keep an eye on things. Therefore, she'll keep her promise to Irina. Tell me, have you ever participated in what they call drinking contest?
Well, I have, but I imagine they're quite different from what you're used to in the army.
Oh, they're quite top of the line, quite fun. But I think you do quite well, and I would love it as once we go inside. Of course, we're all here with the snow. Would you care to go in on one with me?
Oh. I should quite enjoy that.
Oh, and I shall make the arrangements, and we shall have ourselves a wonderful time. Until then, I'm going to supervise the fireworks and make sure that my lieutenant acquits himself admirably.
I'm sure there's much supervision to be done.
Yes, so until later, my dear. And I will use my monologue token Or Lady
Delightful.
Blue.
Oh, goodness. Well, a drinking contest is quite unladylike, but I confess I should rather like to show Phaedra that I can outdrink her. And I will.
And Edith would like to offer you, Lou, a monologue, a resolve token to have overheard the plan for the drinking contest. I think Lou probably has more to lose than Phaedra. I think, but I'm open to arguments in the contrary.
Yeah, I mean, one of Lou's negative reputation tags is if she allows others of lesser rank to talk down to her or treat her as an inferior. So I think she's got something to lose here.
Delightful. All right. And I think as the drinking contest plans are solidified, and I think probably that's about when the fireworks go off.
Oh yeah.
What's that display look like?
I feel like it works really well with the light playing off of the snow, kind of reflecting it, so it's kind of almost better than it would have been had there been no snow.
Mm-hmm.
It's not long, because fireworks are expensive to ship out and import, so it's probably like a dazzling display for about a minute. And then it's done. And it'll be like the fire dancers are in front of the crowd fire dancing, and then the fireworks are behind them to make it even more dramatic. And then as the fireworks wrap up, the fire dancers like go into like their final pose and it ends.
Amazing. And it's midnight.
And it's midnight.
And we'll just linger on it being midnight for a second in case anyone would like to do anything at midnight.
I think
And
that
I offer a resolve token for there to be some kissing at midnight.
I
don't know
mean,
exactly whom I'm making this offer to. I suppose anybody who would care to accept.
I was gonna say you could either just make that happen or you can pick. Yeah. Ooh.
I think Irina would probably just with vodka, and it looks like, hey, she's in a good mood. Irina, they're courting. She'll give a nice, probably chaste kiss to Phoebe.
I think Phoebe is like a little bit surprised by it, but like the kind of drunk surprised of like just saying, "Oh my gosh, a thing is happening!" Like doesn't really process like the thing that is happening, but is just excited to be here.
But then we'll break it off fairly quickly and just look around at the party.
Lydia is watching this and just kind of raises her glass to them. with the biggest smile she can muster.
I mean, Horatio is definitely kissing his husband in era-appropriate fashion. Chastity has definitely found someone to smooch. I don't know who it is, but
yeah.
She certainly has.
No doubts about it.
Yeah, I'll say it's Ivan.
What was that?
It's Ivan? Oh, we're going there already, yeah.
Delightful. Someone has probably snuck off into the hedge maze
Oh,
here.
of course.
There may be other hedge mazes later on, but there's certainly one here and someone has snuck off into it. One of the connections we have not seen yet. That's why we haven't seen them.
Maybe there's a dog who's also snuck off into the hedge maze.
Yeah, the Duchess has for sure snuck off into the hedge maze, and Caroline is kind of like in the midst of like everyone cheering and like the fireworks and stuff like that. There is like some calls of like, Duchess!
Oh no, wait, the dog is too small for that.
No.
I forgot.
I mean, she's like, I mean, it's like that's why maybe that's why nobody can find her. Like you're looking, Lady Carolyn is looking for like paw prints in the snow and isn't realizing that like they just sort of like plow tracks of like is Duchess Margaret.
Yeah.
I mean, it's snow.
She will
and
be found.
She is fine. She is just like burrowing as much as she is walking.
Misplaced herself as.
She's probably doing zoomies. She probably hasn't seen this much snow before. She's delighted.
Phaedra will look over at her lieutenant and walk toward him, and then walk past him and give a kiss on the cheek to the other soldier there.
Wow!
That is cold! Oh!
Why don't I have a monologue token to play on Push Lieutenant Sebastian?
It's clearly not like meant to be like a slight. It's clearly like oh you, hey, like not even realizing.
Oh my gosh.
You just see Sebastian like he's been like he was doing such a good job with those fireworks. He was trying to he was making sure everyone was safe. No one blew off even their eyebrows.
Oh.
And he just oh of course.
And then she'll turn like, oh, Sebastian, there you are. Happy New Year. And she'll give him a firm handshake. Be more proud to serve with anyone else. You've done such a good job. I thank you for this year and thank you for the next.
He nods and greets your handshake warmly. And you, Mom. I hope to serve with you many years.
Oh, of course. Now, I have accepted a challenge for a drinking contest. So, would you and Harry over there and Edward just make sure to keep an eye on things while I'm preoccupied?
Of course, ma'am. We'll make sure everything gets settled down nicely.
Yes, I knew I could count on you.
Lydia has seen this, and like just before Phaedra showed up, she was about to like go toast with Sebastian, but then saw Phaedra and was like, "Wait, hold on, this is Captain." Oh no, and like books it out of there.
And just like as you're leaving, you feel a little tug on your sleeve.
Okay. I look down.
And Edith like gives you a little wave.
Oh hey.
I think I probably know the answer to this, but I'm asking you instead of Lady Hilda. Drinking contest probably like that doesn't sound like the sort of thing that's on the acceptable list, right? Like if the waltz is not, then probably not that either.
Probably not. But
you might want to tell, and she just points it at Phaedra, and then she points at Lou, and then she gives you like her like she touches her nose and points at you and gives you like a knowing look, and then slips off into the crowd.
Oh. So Lydia takes a deep breath. She's like, "I'm not talking to Phaedra because that is a non-starter right there." So she goes over to Lou and is like, "Hello, friend.
Hello.
I've heard that you and Phaedra are having a drinking contest. Is that correct?"
We are.
I would never dream of telling you what to do, and in fact, I enjoy you just doing whatever you want because you're good at it and you don't care what people think. But is this something that you want to do?
It is something that will put her off of me. And I shall enjoy the vodka immensely.
I mean, those are both fair points. I wish you luck, and I'll be rooting for you.
Thank you.
I would like to see personally, like, I don't tell my godmother this. Don't ever tell her. But I will derive immense satisfaction of seeing you drink Phaedra under the table.
My lips are sealed.
Thank you. All right. Good luck.
Lou grins.
What else? So at this point, Lydia just kind of stays with Lou because that's the safest place to be until the drinking contest starts. Also, I'm imagining that Phoebe's friend Anna has locked down the midnight kiss hours ago and is off in the hedge maze making it happen. So she'll be back later.
Oh, you know the French.
Likely. Yeah.
Just because Phoebe is an admirable example of the British stiff upper lip doesn't mean Anna has to be.
Nope.
She's here to enjoy herself. She's a foreigner. She can do what she wants.
Party lover. Cheerful, curious, and rarely sit still. Lover of nature in all its forms. Done.
Hedge
Done and
mage
done.
seems right.
She is probably the one who comes back eventually, like with Duchess Margaret under her arm.
Oh, yeah.
But that's later.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, here, I found this dog in the hedge maze. Hello. Hello, everybody. There's so much snow.
Oh, Duchess, oh, thank you. And Caroline,
Oh,
like,
this is
whisks
your
her away.
Sebastian will
Goodbye,
be like,
Duchess.
we've been looking for that dog for hours.
Anna
So-
just kind of shrugs and smiles. and then like teeters over to Phoebe and like, hello, darling. Have you been having such a wonderful time? It's just such a wonderful party.
Oh, I honestly hadn't forgotten you were here.
I'm having my own fun.
Haven't seen you all evening. Have you tried this vodka? There's like
Oh,
there's strawberry in it. It's marvelous.
Yeah, I've had the champagne. This is magnificent, but I have not sampled the vodka yet. So let me just have a sip of that, if I may.
It's quite strong. I should warn you.
That's all right. And Anna takes a big swig.
What do you think? It's quite good, right?
This is quite good. This is quite strong. But the strawberry gives it a wonderful aftertaste. I would drink that like juice.
And I almost have been. It's a little bit of a it's deceptive.
Oh dear. You do seem quite
Anna, I'm
inebriated.
so glad to see you.
I'm glad to see you as well, my friend. How was your evening been? I'm so sorry I haven't been here by your side.
Well, there's been a lot of people, and everyone's very friendly, except for my two friends who hate each other, and not you though. You're lovely. You love everyone, and everyone loves you,
I do.
and I love you.
I love you too, my dear.
There's a young man who was dancing with Lydia, and they were very charming, and they should get married, and Phaedra was dancing with, no, not dancing, she caught Irina, and it looked very romantic, and I am suddenly very tired.
Yes, that is quite a lot that has happened. All right, well, I look forward to you telling me more about this in the morning, because I do not know who any of these people are. But I believe you that this is all very dramatic, and I'm quite excited, and maybe you should take a sleep.
I should. I think I should. I heard that we were all staying here for the night because it's not safe to travel, so perhaps I should go claim my room first.
Let us find you a room, yes.
Yes, I will get first selection. and like
Anna kind of steers Phoebe toward Irina and is like, she needs to sleep.
Oh, of course. I will make sure you are. Let me escort you to your room.
Irina,
See you later, darling.
oh, thank you, Anna. I'm so come by for tea sometime soon.
Of course.
And then Phoebe like collapses into Irina. She's like, I'm very tired all of a sudden. The vodka's very tasty, but it's very heavy.
It is. It can be very heavy. Yes. Let's get you to a room.
Okay.
Chastity, if you could let Ivan go for a moment, I could use your help.
Did you say something?
Yeah, I need your help.
Ivan, I thought I heard my name.
Roshka calling for you, but come back here. This is not.
Chastity ignores you.
My servants are having a bit of a revolution. Alright, let me get you to a room.
Iroshka, be good, okay? And have Dmitri follow you.
Not too good. Little good.
Iroshka, make sure you go with someone watching your bit. I am sure this drunk blonde will not hurt you, but just want to be sure.
I am certain she would not hurt me bodily. Let's escort you.
Like I could certainly try. You don't know.
No, I know that you could definitely take me. All right.
Phoebe like swats a little bit with one hand, but it's done very poorly because she's leaning on Irina with her dominant hand, so the only available hand to swat with is her left hand, and it's like, and she's drunk, so like there's just like pawing at air happening right now.
Yeah, Irina will escort her to one of the better rooms in the house.
Ivan snaps his fingers at Dmitri, who I've made up is also security and like points, so that Dmitri will follow from a distance.
Of course, yeah.
Wait, where were we, Chastity? I think you were telling me how you like my muscles.
Oh no.
I didn't even hear what the last word there was.
Yes, you're telling me how you like my muscles.
I thought you said your mustache, and I was confused because you don't have one. No, like taps his broken nose. But I do. Do they have names?
Oh, no, but you can name them.
And she does.
She does.
You know, somehow, once we were past Margaret, I was like, it's gonna be smooth sailing from here, and it's just not. Delightful. Yeah, some of them are English names, some of them are like she's trying to come up with Russian names, but she doesn't really know what Russian names are other than like the people who actually live in this house. So like the bicep is Dmitri and the tricep is Irina, and then she gets very distracted like with I don't know what the forearm muscles are because like Ivan is the only other Russian name that she knows. But you're Ivan, and this is it. It would make sense if this was Ivan, but then why isn't this like touching the bicep again? Why isn't this Ivan? I don't understand.
It's okay. You can name them whatever you want.
Oh my gosh.
I don't see. All right, let me posit this to the group because I don't want to give anyone like a scandal or anything or uncomfortable, but I feel like some drunk people wandering into the wrong rooms and falling asleep could be good shenanigans as long as there's like, yeah. Like, Irina will probably not put Phoebe in the wrong room. But I feel like a fire resolve token where Phoebe leaves her room and just like ends up somewhere else.
Oh, I would absolutely accept that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
was gonna
Like,
say,
Phoebe
we
takes-
could accept volunteers to end up in the wrong room or to have people end up in their room, and no need to volunteer if that is not something that would be fun for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
1,000%. Yeah, Phoebe goes in, like, takes like a 20-minute nap and then wakes up with her second wind.
I can
He's like-
volunteer to have somebody go into Lou's room be the room that is entered in this manner.
Well, I suppose
Great.
Lou's going to be up for a little bit with the drinking contest, right? So, like, there's an
Yeah.
empty room that won't be empty forever.
Yeah.
So then Lou comes back and someone's there.
Yep, it's Phoebe. Passed out, like, diagonally across the
Complete
bed.
circle.
I don't know who gets that resolve token, but
I feel like it's more embarrassing for Phoebe.
Yeah, I'll take
yeah,
it.
no, fair. I do think we need to know how the drinking contest turned out.
Yes.
Before
Yeah.
Lou can return to her room after the drinking contest.
I mean, I like either way. I don't know if you want to flip a coin, or I think it could be funny if, despite her, despite being a soldier, that Phaedra is beaten. Is that what'll
I will-
stoke the fires?
I will pay a resolve token for Lou to just drink Phaedra under the table.
I do think that is the funnier outcome because Phaedra cares so much more about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does Lou feel about that?
Lou would like to win, so yeah.
Alright. So I think that resolve token goes to Phaedra as the loser. Lou wins in satisfaction. And who sees? Is it just the two of you in a room, or are there spectators?
Oh, Sebastian is there.
Lydia is also there, but kind of like out of the way, so she's not making direct eye contact with Phaedra.
Each about
Uh,
a second.
Sebastian will find Lydia then.
Ooh.
Oh, hello. I didn't realize you were still awake, Lieutenant.
Yes, of course. I'm keeping an eye on the place while everyone gets a little bit crazier than anticipated.
Yes, we may be the only two party guests not completely inebriated at this point.
I mean, it really is when you go to a Petrova party. I feel like it's kind of expected, but I did not anticipate this level of intoxication.
I didn't either. It's certainly made things interesting.
It really is funny to watch everyone as they just get the 3 sheets to the wind.
It's definitely more fun for me to be a spectator in these kind of circumstances. It certainly has not gone as far as this in other parties I've been to, but again, I mean, it is a Petrova party, and I know Irina likes to have a very good time.
I have noticed that. No, unfortunately, my situation is such that I don't feel comfortable letting loose completely like that.
I would say the same. You did a very lovely job with the fireworks earlier.
Thank you. They're not that much different than mortars.
Then it seemed like you had the job well in hand.
And no one
yes,
blew
they
their
look
fingers
lovely
off.
on the. Yes, that is very good. It would have been a party ruiner, I dare say, for someone to lose a finger during that activity.
Yes, I mean I have heard rumor that we do have a doctor in the house, so there is that at least.
That is true. I've also heard this. So at least there's that.
Well, they're very very much going short for short. I do think that I'm going to lose my bet though.
You bet in favor of your captain?
I did.
Oh, I mean, Phaedra is very talented in her own way, but I've known Lou for many years, and they are certainly well up to the task of keeping up with her.
Well,
So it could have gone either way.
well, it's a good thing I didn't bet much.
That is going to be very fortunate for you in the morning, I think.
Also, I think the person I made a bet with doesn't remember.
That will definitely be fortunate for you in the morning. That's such an advantage to not imbibing in the vodka as much.
Yes.
I think either way the situation has turned out to your advantage.
I do hope so.
I hope it for you as well.
And is that about the time that I don't know what Phaedra losing this contest looks like.
Yeah, are there bon mots or is it just intense?
I think it's kind of like the episode of Parks and Rec where Tammy 1 comes back and they do a drinking contest. And it reaches a point where Phaedra is swaying too much to finish, and so Lou finishes her drink for her.
Oh.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody has seen or played Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but there's a lot of drinking contests in that game,
Yep.
and that's all I can picture right now.
Unfortunately, these are both referentially opaque to me, but I like the concept of Lou finishing Phaedra's drink for her, so I will happily go with that.
Phaedra like lifts her head and looks at Lou like, you know, if I had to be beaten, I'm glad it was you. Only you could defeat me. And then she just collapses.
Right, I should see to that. And Sebastian just strides forward and like, Captain, let's get you to a room.
Oh, Sebastian, you're too good for this world. I shall miss you when you inevitably leave me.
How good of you, Lieutenant Brambleshire, to take care of the dear captain here.
Lydia kind of sidles over to Lou and is like, good job, are you ready for bed now?
Oh, yes.
Right, then let's find you a room.
Ah, thank you, my dear Lydia.
Yeah, I feel like this is not the first time that Lieutenant Brambleshire has bodily helped his captain to a bed.
This is all par for the course.
All in a day's lieutenanting.
Other duties aside. Is Lydia still with you, Lou, when you get back to your room and find Phoebe there? Or have you parted ways in the hall?
It sounds like Lydia intended to stay. Is that correct?
Yeah, just to see Lou to their room and make sure everything is okay, because Lou can hold their liquor pretty well. Lydia knows that for reasons. But just to, make sure, because she's a conscientious friend.
She is. All right. So they arrive, and there's Phoebe passed out on the bed.
Yep. She's curled up in she's curled up like kind of in the fetal position and has taken one of the pillows and is like cuddling it.
Oh
no.
Oh my. Oh, she looks so comfortable.
She really does. Are you certain this was the room that they told you to take?
Quite certain. I shall.
Right.
Where's my? I must find my valet. Perhaps he can wake up Miss Hawkins and direct her properly. I meant that to be direct, but if it sounded like that, then maybe just talk it up to the vodka affecting Lou a bit.
Love it.
Sorry.
Would either of you be interested in a resolve token where you have to share where Lou just stays in Lydia's room?
I was about to suggest that. Yeah, I'll take that.
If both are okay with that.
Sure.
My dear, why do we not just let her rest and you can stay in my room tonight?
That would be tremendously kind of you. Yes, I'm sure to rouse Barry at this hour would be an inconvenience I should not wish to impose upon him.
Very well. Let's leave her. And I believe I'll be staying down here, so it's not far.
Very good, thank you.
And just kind of quietly close the door.
And we can stay up and read of the adventures of Cordelia.
Oh, I love that idea. That seems like a perfect way to end New Year's Eve.
It does.
They head over to Lydia's room and dig out the book.
Yeah.
And as you pass the minutes to hours reading, I don't know how much reading you have. I'm looking at the time. I'm looking at what our stop time was. I'm thinking that we can probably, does anyone have anything else that you would like to get done tonight at the party? What I'm thinking is that obviously tomorrow morning would be its own thing, and I'm thinking we might handle that in the epistolary. But if anyone has anything you would desperately like to put on screen, I do not want to cut you off, because all of this is delightful.
I think Arena goes to check on
Phoebe?
Phoebe.
I was just gonna ask.
And finds her,
In the original room?
Yeah, and finds her missing and is just vaguely disappointed and then heads back to her own room.
Oh no!
Oh.
It's completely innocent, but...
Yeah!
I love that her reaction is disappointment rather than concern.
It's more like, oh, she must have gotten up and left with someone, that more that than she's concerned about her safety, I suppose. Which is a whole ass thing, I suppose.
No.
Arena has had a lot of feelings tonight. It's true.
Arena's had a very stressful night and a lot of vodka, so she herself might not be thinking the most logically. Might be a very
understandable.
Yeah.
Oh. The detail work there. Poor Arena. I think that means it's time for reputation base.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Love it.
So you all can look at your reputation criteria, which are there. So everyone has the same first two in each row, but then your row 28 is going to be different based on, I can't remember if it's your role or your family background. So you have to look at your own three things, and you can decide. But and you can get one tag of either kind. You can get both tags if you think you did one thing in each column. You can get no tags if you think you didn't do anything in each column. Any of these are fine. There'll be 2 reputation phases per cycle. But certainly there were a lot of things that happened tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, take a look at your things and let me know who thinks they earned who. I mean, you decide. So I'm not saying like who thinks and then we will judge it. I'm saying who feels that you earned a tag that you would like to tell us about.
Phoebe for sure earned a negative tag. Like, absolutely.
What would it be?
For acting in an uncouth, low class, or vulgar manner.
You don't say.
And we're gonna go with overindulgent.
I like it.
think maybe Lydia gets one of each.
Okay. Tell us about it.
For staying at the party and braving it out gets a positive. That's acted in obedience to society's convention despite considerable hardship in doing so.
Mm-hmm.
And then negative for waltzing and supporting drinking contests.
Waltzing, yeah.
Acted in contravention to society's conventions.
Indeed. What would you like those tags to be? Pick some adjectives.
That is a good question. I'm
And
gonna
you can think,
ponder
and
that more.
people can continue to sort of throw out things while people think about it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
and we can also like if you would like thoughts or input, feel free to shout. So like, but we won't like stare at you until you come up with a word.
I would love some input for Arena. What do y'all think?
Delightful. I mean, you threw a party.
I did throw a party. It was a scandalous party, but I did throw a party. Very fancy party. She also didn't, like, lose her temper or lose her cool at any point.
Could be one of each, yeah.
I see under foreign there's a tag for refreshing that feels like, you know, she was a breath of fresh air to the society there.
Okay. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw a negative tag at Phaedra for publicly displaying strong emotions towards Lydia, and she'll get the tag. I did think of maybe giving her steadfast because she's steadfastly loyal to Phoebe, but I don't think she expressed it well. So I'm not going to give her a positive tag on that one. But maybe in another scene she'll put her loyalty to a more constructive use.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
And I'd like some feedback about Lou because I'm not sure what. She might not have any, but I'm interested in what your thoughts are.
I mean, I will say that a drinking contest is probably in contravention to society's conventions.
Probably.
I was thinking of that too.
It is, but also she won.
So.
Yeah.
And still, I mean, there's also I'm also looking at the allowed others of lesser rank to talk down to who's an inferior. Like I feel like that's I don't think anyone treated you like they're inferior.
No, but they treated her like she was an equal.
Which I feel like could fall into that category.
Yeah.
If you want to give her a positive tag, I think the fact that she was acknowledged as like as bringing, you know, the English culture and flowers to Irina could go for giving or influential.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she did obey society's conventions, even though it could have easily been very awkward between her and Irina. So I'm going to give her both just for the fun of it because I love the reputation conditions.
They're very fun.
They're extremely good.
Yeah.
And Heather,
go
for it.
Oh, for Heather and Marina, if say you end up with 3 negative tags, and so you trigger your negative reputation, if you use one of those negative tags as a resolve token, you get to get rid of your bad
okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, the condition's only in effect as long as you have the three tags, or more. More is possible.
Where do I find the?
Yeah.
The list of suggestions
Yes.
is in the family. Is it not the family back? Yes, it is the family background sheet. Also, throw the
I was looking in
the link back in the chat.
Humble Origins. Okay.
And Heather, if you wanted to do a negative tag,
Might get uncouth for the naked dancers.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was gonna say even like scandalous or something like that.
Oh, scandalous is probably
uncouth,
correct.
Good one.
I'll go scandalous. That feels more correct. Uncouth feels like accidental being a dick. Like, scandalous is like, no, I made choices.
It's artistic.
I think I'm gonna go with because I already gave Lydia tough.
Okay, so I'll close the background sheet. Let's see.
What is the behavior or activity that triggered the positive tag?
The staying at the party despite
Oh.
really not wanting to.
Yes, that's extremely good.
Steadfast? Diligent?
Yeah.
Yeah, resilient.
Oh, resilient is good.
Okay, I'll do that. And then negative.
Oh, I was going to say you also presumed to order, but you very carefully did not presume to order Lou not to do the drinking contest.
Nope.
You avoided that.
Like I can't tell you what to do.
Yep.
I'm just trying to be the semi voice of reason.
What was the behavior for the negative tag?
Waltzing and encouraging drinking contests.
Dangerous is fun.
You could just vulgar.
Yeah, let's do that. That sounds good.
Continental.
Continental, yes.
That's pretty good.
I like that in the context of the chat with Lady Hilda.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah.
Done and done.
Anyone else? We're leaving Phoebe and Phaedra with negative tags only this time.
I don't think there's anything that picked up strong enough as a positive tag for Phoebe.
I think I'm about talking about.
She was very conciliatory toward Lydia.
Yeah, it's not really a contravention or like being like it's not a hardship to her to do so or like compromising her desires or anything like that. She didn't sacrifice anything to be nice to her friend.
No, that's fair.
All right.
There's plenty more novel chapters to get tags. It's fine.
Yeah.
True. There's so many more. We only got through one. I had an excellent time. we were just having way too much fun.
There was definitely a point at which I looked up and I was like, if we're gonna try to move through cycle of session, I need to stop this. And I was like, I can't. So we'll see what happens going forward. But no regrets.
We'll say it's easier to truncate visitations. Events are hard to time.
Yeah.
It was the introduction, so we needed to set up all the things.
It certainly felt like we gained some momentum.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So rumor and scandals. I think we can do the rumor of scandals, and then we can talk for a second about how we want to handle the epistolary, because we can either save that for next time or we can do it in actual letters between sessions. But on the rumor and scandal tab, where we have one spread rumor so far, we will go in. I guess that's just but I don't want to go first. The old-fashioned snake. I guess I can go second. Pattern through the Discord voice list, and everybody gets basically to do two things. And the things you can do are you can create a rumor or you can spread a rumor. So you can, Allie, I'm gonna ask you to go first in a second. So you'll have to create one, I think, and then I will either spread that one or create another one. And we'll go through the list, each person doing one thing, and then Heather, you'll do yours back to back, and we'll go back up the list. So you can create, you can spread, or you can do both of either. I feel like I'm explaining a very simple thing extremely badly and making it very confusing. Allie, do you have a rumor you would like to create?
Yes. Are you typing these out, or would you like us?
I will type them out.
I'm going to. No, go ahead. I'm going to start a rumor that there is a ghost in Phoebe's house.
Ooh.
ghost
okay.
in Phoebe's house. Delightful. I do love a good ghost rumor. But I am going to call back to very early on and say that Lydia Fitzgerald is pregnant.
Yes.
Is that actually? I will ask: is that a Marina? Is that a okay rumor, or is that a? Would you prefer that not be a rumor?
That is fine with me.
Okay.
Somebody may have overheard the way Phoebe phrased her comment on Lydia's advanced age and misinterpreted it as a pregnancy.
That is exactly what happened. Liz.
I'm gonna spread the ghost in Phoebe's house rumor.
Delightful. Marina. And you will get a second on the other pass. So
okay. I'm blanking.
And if you'd like, we can move along, and you can do both the things on the way back. Like
yeah, come back to me.
The snake is mostly just so that I don't miss anybody.
Yeah.
But
no, absolutely. I'll make sure to do 2 things on the next go around.
Wonderful.
But I'm just like
Rebecca.
Okay. Phaedra is courting Lydia.
Ooh.
ooh, yes, that's a good one.
Delightful, thank you. Heather, you get 2 back to back.
Yeah. Cool. So I will create that. Sebastian is rumored to be getting a title for reasons we don't know.
I'm gonna spread that one. Oh wait, it's not my turn yet. It's your turn again. I'm getting excited. I don't know if I'm gonna spread it because I don't know what's gonna happen between now and then.
I will also create a rumor that Max has opinions.
He wants to create a rumor.
You want to create a rumor? You want to create a rumor? He's like, no, I want to go to bed. I will also create a rumor that Lydia and Lou spent the night together.
Ooh.
That one has a foundation.
Yeah.
Will you
Alright,
not?
Rebecca. Create another one or spread one of the ones we have.
You know what? I'm gonna orchestrate my own misfortune. Spread the rumor that Lydia and Lou spent the night together.
Yes.
Delightful. Marina.
I have to do 2 of them now. I kind of want to create a rumor about one of Caroline's dogs.
Okay.
It's escaping me.
Yes.
It's now running loose in the hedge mage. It is
Yeah,
gone feral.
there's just there's a dog missing and it's in the hedge maze.
Maybe it's too cold in the hedge mage. It's in Arena's house, but the house is so big that they haven't found it yet.
Yes.
Oh my god.
There's a dog missing and they haven't found it yet, and it's getting up to all kinds of havoc.
Lady Caroline's dog specifically, or just there was a dog, like a guest's dog?
Because Caroline brought all 8 of her dogs to the party, right?
No, just the one.
Just the one. Okay. A dog specifically, people could think it's Caroline's. Like maybe another one followed her in, or something. But yeah, there's a random dog loose in the house, getting up to all kinds of shenanigans, and no one knows where.
No one knows where it's hiding.
Yeah.
Loving it.
It's in Ivan's bed. That he
And
never
yeah, I
sleeps
will
on.
also be the architect of my own misfortune and spread the pregnancy one.
Delightful. Alright, so there's that one, and there's that spread. Liz.
Oh man. There's so many good ones. Oh.
Stop, dude.
I just love the kind of like opportunity for background shenanigans of the dog being loose. So I'm gonna spread that one.
Delightful.
Like someone's calling on Irina, and there's just like some barking from like one faraway corner of the house, but it's like soft enough that it's like it's maybe barking, maybe it's a creaky door, like.
And now I really am gonna spread Sebastian's potential title. And Allie.
Yeah, I'm gonna create a rumor that Phaedra has designs on Irina.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right. And so, excellent. So we have some that have been spread, some that have not been. Basically, everything that's on this list, whether or not has been spread, is something that is people are talking about, that is known in town. Any of these could come up in conversation. Your character can have heard any of them that you like. The ones that have been spread are the only ones that can be used as resolve tokens. The other ones are not quite powerful enough to leverage yet, but they're all common knowledge. And then this is delightful. And then the only other thing I think we have time for tonight is discussing. So the next phase would be the epistolary phase, which is when each major character would face, not even necessarily major characters. Each player would basically write 2 letters from your major character, or from a connection to a major character, or from a connection to another connection. Basically, you would write 2 letters from the characters that you can control. That other characters can respond to or not with their letters, and you can also spend the resolve token to compel a letter. So like if you wanted a letter from Chastity, you could spend the resolve token to get that letter and describe the content that you would like to be in that letter.
I would I would move to have that live, just because it makes it easier for like the whole I want the letter to say this, or I want to do this, or resolve tokens wise.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Any thoughts other ways? I'm remembering also that I was in my head I was thinking this is a game that we weren't going to play again for a while, and really our next session is next week. So
Yeah.
any strong feelings about picking up with the epistolary next time versus?
I believe
Except
the next
Allie won't
game
be
is
here next time.
the one I think just assume that Phaedra has like an awful hangover, so she's dealing with that, and then we'll say she was called away to deal with some kind of military business, so she'll be off screen.
Okay.
But feel free to have fun with Sebastian.
Delightful. And Allie, if you would like to, like, absolutely zero pressure, if you like would like Phaedra to write some letters to sow chaos, feel free to do that. If you would like to, Phaedra has an awful hangover and is not writing anything, then like feel absolutely zero. Like if that is fun for you, we go for it. If not, absolutely don't worry about it.
Oh no, the ones will be fun.
Delightful. All right. Well, that is our first session then. Thank you all.
I love this one.